Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Well, the House Judiciary Chairman Goodlatte is calling for Eric Holder to resign. We're going to be getting to that today. A lot happening. The London Guardian asked, will journalists take any steps to defend against attacks on press freedom, or are they so bought and paid for they're going to go quietly into the night on that? The Tea Party's fighting back with a lawsuit against the Federal Reserve's collection agency, the IRS. House investigators are subpoenaing all communications on Benghazi talking points. We've got some clips that were dug up separately from Benghazi on IRS Gate, where, as I had remembered, a year ago they had hearings with the director of the IRS denying that anyone was targeting Tea Party or conservative or Christian groups. I mean, this has been well known, and that was brought up because MSNBC was bragging about it. So they've now found those clips, and it's in a Mitch McConnell Republican TV ad we're going to be playing. I saw it yesterday. I meant to get to it. We're going to air it coming up today. Bill O'Reilly. I mean, not only do we have Rachel Maddow coming out and lying and saying that I said that the tornado that killed a bunch of poor people, good souls up in Oklahoma, outside Oklahoma City and more, she said that I said Obama sent the tornado. When a caller asked about it, and all I said was, the caller's like, I think it's weather warfare. Somebody in Moore said that. And I said, well, they have that, but it's mainly general fronts they can weather modify. You're in Tornado Alley. This is probably real. That then turns into, of course, we have the full clip and articles that wrote about it, that I said he sent a tornado. Well, now Bill O'Reilly agrees that we should shut down people's free speech and that there needs to be mainstream media needs to be protected and have rights, but that the alternative media, blogs, news sites, anything that isn't CNN or Fox News or MSNBC, that it needs to be shut down, and that Facebook's doing a good job shutting down hate speech, like mothers that post photos of their autistic children at the March on Monsanto. We have one of those ladies, by the way, in studio today. She's already out there, amazing individual, who was actually able to reverse her child's autism with some of the detoxing things that are out there. Andrea Lalamas is going to be in studio with us, censored by Facebook on record for her evil hate speech of marching on Monsanto with her cute little children. That is hate. And Bill O'Reilly says that's good. Then we can punch this article up for TV viewers. If not, go to Infowars.com. Bill O'Reilly smears Alex Jones in hate speech rant. And he just says it's time to stop hate speech and flashes up out of context about a 7-second rant I was making and then turns my face red. So here we are supporting the Justice Department not being able to go after News Corp and persecute them with blackmail over the phone hacking scandal in England because it's selective enforcement and meant to take down the whole press. Here I am supporting Rush Limbaugh not being kicked off the air last year with that whole thing of, saying a woman wants us to pay for her condoms and birth control. Here I am not even agreeing with what he said totally, but saying he shouldn't be taken off air. And here I am supporting everybody's free speech, and then they're trying to get us shut down. That's how pathetic these people are. I mean, Bill O'Reilly knows about the Kennedy assassination. He had TV reports about it 20 years ago. I know people that know him. He was a anti-New World Order guy 20 years ago, 15 years ago. I remember seeing him on Fox News like 15 years ago talking about the Illuminati. But when he did that whole sexual harassment thing and settled it and, would send security after people that called his show that disagreed with him and threatened people. I mean, he is a authoritarian dirtbag joke who hates freedom and who hates free speech. We'll be right back.
Cal-Ben Soap Company can save you thousands of dollars and give you good old-fashioned real soap that is triple concentrated and made from the highest quality vegetable and coconut oils. See them on the web, www.5starsoap.com, or call 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog and buy American-made products. Order the sampler, a 1 to 2 month supply, or get a 1 to 2 year supply of soaps for all your cleaning needs. You're getting soap products twice as good as what you're using now. This is an amazing deal, and you will love the way real soap makes your skin feel. Call 1-800-340-7091 or visit www.5starsoap.com. Alex and his staff have used these earth-friendly, pure soaps for years. See them on the web, www.5starsoap.com, or call 1-800-340-7091 for a catalog.
A little over a year ago, I began to do a lot of research into why, even though I had a pretty good-sized meal, that I was still starving. And my research led me to a well-known fact that most of the soils that we grow our crops on here in the United States and across the industrialized world are almost completely depleted of almost all of the key minerals and trace elements that our bodies need to rebuild themselves, fight off cancer, and be healthy. I then searched out the best vitamin and mineral company out there and discovered Youngevity. The Youngevity products are designed to give you the real nutrition you need, and once you've got that, you don't have to eat as much to be satisfied. I've lost 37 pounds in 2 months, simply getting the vitamins and minerals I need. Check it out for yourself. It's incredible. Go to InfoWarsTeam.com today and order your first canister of Beyond Tangy Tangerine Complete Multivitamin Mineral Complex Dietary Supplement. That's InfoWarsTeam.com.
With health threats on the rise, such as West Nile virus, MRSA, CRE, and now the new bird flu recently discovered in China, there has never been a more crucial time to support your immune system. Supernatural Silver is a revolutionary new silver solution that is clinically shown to be several hundred times more effective than colloidal or ionic silver, and is powerful enough to help protect you and your family. Supernatural Silver is scientifically supported, highly effective, and perfect for everyday use inside the body as well as out. The Science Digest Journal says silver is our mightiest germ fighter. It is virtually non-toxic and is emerging as a wonder of modern medicine. Supernatural Silver is the #1 choice of thousands for improved health and immune system support. To find out how Supernatural Silver can change your life, go to supernaturalsilver.com and use the promo code SPRING2013 for 20% off, and like us on Facebook.
From the front lines of the information war, it's Alex Jones.
Because what you've got is all that I need. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here today. It is Thursday, the 30th day of May, 2013. We are going to be here live for the next 3 hours. Ashley Jessica will be joining us at the bottom of this hour in about 25 minutes. She is an InfoWars auxiliary reporter, always does a great job. And she videotaped her girlfriend and herself being groped by the TSA. And it's been CBS News, you name it, everywhere, but not giving InfoWars credit for breaking the video, which is fine. Doesn't matter. We are still more and more setting the agenda of liberty, exposing the tyranny. So don't give us credit, whatever. And it's been, in no exaggeration, I don't know, like 15 major newspapers. But she was interviewed by CNN. She was interviewed by a bunch of other TV networks, and then her interviews never aired. They covered the event, but then did interviews and then never aired her because they couldn't edit what she said out of context. That's why they never aired my taped interviews, because I just say it in little info packets. I'm much better when I'm on an enemy program because I know I have limited time and it has a way of focusing me. and then they can't really edit anything out of context, so it makes them angry. That's why they come to the radio show like Rachel Maddow and MSNBC, and I could probably sue them. I could probably get a judgment, even though I'm a public figure, but I don't want to do that. They already hurt themselves worse than they hurt me. If they ever succeed in hurting me, I'll probably sue some people, because that's when the lawsuit's a sure thing. You know, saying that I said Obama sent a tornado to hit Oklahoma City, when a caller said, I think it's weather weapons. And I said, well, there are weather weapons. That's real, but I don't think this is a weather weapon. That turned into, I said Obama did it, which is a pure attempt to not listen to Alex Jones, to not have Alex Jones on the radio, to not have people come on my show. And now Bill O'Reilly has come out and said it's time to shut down hate speech in America, and then played a clip of me completely out of context. This is a guy who put caller ID on his radio show that was unpopular and failed. And if someone disagreed with him, he's such a bully punk. So I'd like to get in a boxing ring with Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly, I challenge you to a pay-per-view boxing match. You think you're so tough. Now, your dad was a tough Irish cop, beat you up, you say. Well, come on. You think you're a lot bigger than me? Let's get in the ring, buddy. In fact, you can bring one of your buddies, because I can only wake up when there's two people to fight. You and whoever you want in the ring. Let's go, punk. All right, you think you're so tough, you try to intimidate your guests, you get in their face, you turn their mic off, you get in their face and poke your finger in their face, you big fat bully. You sit there whenever you're scared to have me on your show. Of course, you get like 10 million viewers. You normally have about 2 million. Let's pull up his latest ratings. They've dropped a lot. I mean, sure, you're coming down fast, but you're miles above MSNBC and CNN. But still, I mean, you're jealous. Your radio show failed. You're a failure, and I'm going to get to this. The reason he makes me so mad, and I don't attack other people in media until they attack me and lie about me. And he gets up there and agrees we should shut down hate speech, which is anybody criticizing the corrupt media and government. And all these old fake neocons, all these fake conservatives, all these fake liberals, all these socialists, all these authoritarians, they're all the dying dinosaur media in a perfect storm with the rotting government. Their ratings are all dropping, our ratings are going up, and they know that, and they're upset. And so they're circling the wagons like you-know-what circling the toilet bowl. Like Karl Rove Turd Blossom circling the toilet bowl. They are, I mean, you got Karl Rove attacking the alternative media and the Tea Party and Rand Paul and Ted Cruz, because we're the future, you're the past. You've got the entire hit parade of neocons attacking Matt Drudge and DrudgeReport.com, because Matt Drudge was the past, the present, and the future, because he likes liberty. He likes the truth. He likes the racy reality of standing up to tyranny. He's the future. He's independent, you're the past. I'm independent, I'm the future, you're the past. The wave of the future. And you know we're the wave of the future. And you don't like the wave of the future. You know you're staging a joke. I mean, somebody calls in and attacks me and says, I disagree with you. I don't run and try to hook up caller ID and then have private security go to the person's house. I don't sit here and get female employees at my office and call them up every night going, I'll give you a raise if you come over here and have sex with me. That's what Bill O'Reilly settled on out of court. I mean, he's a bully perv. You want to start a fight with me, punk? Huh? You punk? You think you can shove me around? You're a coward, and that's why you'll take me out of context and call for Facebook to censor myself and others. You want to use me as the poster boy of your censorship, of your attempt to extinguish the fire of liberty? Thank you for throwing me in that briar patch, pal. You're a coward, punk, rat bastard. Excuse me, I got a lot of news to cover, but I'm going to get to that later. I've had enough of it. I've had enough of these cowards up there like both of these guys, Rachel Maddow and him. I'm sick of them. I'm tired of them. They don't have the will to actually debate me. Come on my show, punk. You're all, he's countless times, because I've been sent the clips, he goes, we don't know who this guy is that was on The View. We don't know who this guy is doing this. Nobody knows who he is. Because they don't even say who I am when they put me up on TV and say, here's hate speech. I'm just Hate speech. You know what my name is? My name is Hate Speech. O'Reilly has 3 million viewers, and that's been dropping. The point is, they just put the numbers up on screen, the latest Nielsen's. This guy thinks if he ignores us, that's how he suppresses the liberty movement. And then if he just occasionally plays clips out of context, he'll inoculate his audience into disliking us when all you did was send your moderately sized audience over to us, Bill. And by the way, some of the liberal sites posted it, and most of the conservatives and the liberals and libertarians, when I was reading the comments, unified and defended me. Only you could unify people. Only you, Bill O'Reilly. So thanks a lot. You actually do have somewhat of an audience from posing as a conservative. And so thank you for sending us your audience. Just reminding them we're here so they come over to Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. And I know it hurts you to do it. You know, you've got Glenn Beck saying I'm a spooky fascist and a liar with no evidence. You've got Bill O'Reilly saying I'm hate speech and need to be shut down. You've got Rachel Maddow saying it's time to not give him attention. It's time to not listen to him. Please, Republicans, stop giving him power. What are you doing? Because I care about you, Republicans. I just whatever you do, don't talk about him. Don't listen to him. Listen, he's the kook saying the government can't be trusted. He's the kook saying there's tyranny. He's the kook saying they're buying billions of bullets and armored vehicles and preparing an illegal war. And if people listen, we won't be able to have our takeover plan and stage a false flag and take over. This guy's kryptonite to us. This guy's like high noon to Count Dracula. Whatever you do, please bury him somehow. Stop him. Don't look at him. It's horrible. Oh my gosh. She had a big graphic up there with my face saying, twisted. I'm twisted. Maybe I am twisted. That's why I can see all your crap. If I'm twisted, thank the maker that I'm twisted. Thank Jehovah I'm twisted. Thank Yeshua I'm twisted. Thank Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, that I'm twisted. If I'm twisted, Lord, give me more twisting. Twist me up. We got a bunch of clips coming up. It's just that the reason you have the entire parade of narcissistic, sellout, cozied up to different arms of the establishment, different heads of the Hydra, they're to co-opt the liberty movement, and these people realize they're losing control of the narrative. That's why they're all panicking. They're sick of hearing about Infowars.com. They're sick of hearing about DrudgeReport.com. I mean, Glenn Beck's smart. He's gone to become the leader of libertarians and, you know, what I was like 10 years ago on the radio. I mean, he at least gets where the market's at. I'll take a mercenary like that any day. He's better than his old buddy O'Reilly. These two are supposedly best buddies. I've seen Beck back on O'Reilly a few months ago, and O'Reilly was being mean to him, and Beck was turning red and laughing back at him. I mean, these guys aren't even nice to each other. How could you travel all over the country with somebody, say you're great buddies with them, and then sit there and snipe at each other because Fox and News Corps ordered them to against Glenn Beck? They have no honor. There is no honor among thieves, as it said. And they're trying to steal your mind. They're trying to steal a real restoration, a revolution against tyranny. They want to shun it off down a black hole. They don't like the fact that Infowars, they hate that, .com is setting the agenda more and more. Not setting a baloney division agenda, a distraction agenda, a divide and conquer agenda. They're mad because we are unifying liberty lovers of every race, color, creed, gender, ethnicity, sexual persuasion, whatever, around freedom. That's why they don't like us. That's why they're attacking. And we're giving people hope that we can beat the globalists and we can create justice and then we can have a future together. And that's why they're scared, because we carry the light of liberty in our hearts and souls. We come to defeat the New World Order, and all the enemies are showing themselves.
Time and time again.
You need to come here and help us. We need assistance, please.
Those we should be able to depend on let us down.
Federal and state and local officials saying help is on the way. Well, the folks here in Bell Harbor say, show me.
Don't depend on the government to save you. Take action now so that you're prepared for the next disaster with MyPatriotSupply.com. Get the best prices on storable food, non-GMO seeds, water filtration devices, home canning equipment, survival and self-reliance books, and more at MyPatriotSupply.com. Call 866-229-0927.
We are hurting down here and we need help immediately.
Before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare. MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.
The government's Department of Homeland Security is buying up loads of ammo. At the same time, they're restricting civilians' rights to own and purchase firearms. Can you put two and two together? Infidel Body Armor can stop every round, including hollow points and .308 sniper rounds, is reasonably priced and fully legal. But for how long? Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com, spelled INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor just won't quit.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit, then carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Hi, Ted Anderson. I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Gardeners, here comes another growing season, but don't use last year's soil. Maximize yields in your survival garden with EM1 from TerraGanix. EM1 is an organic soil conditioner, fertilizer amendment, and compost accelerant that provides a broad spectrum of beneficial microorganisms, enzymes, trace minerals, vitamins, and various organic acids. EM1 helps regulate the soil's pH level and its soil microbes, improving moisture retention and drought tolerance. Remember last year's dry conditions? EM1 from TerraGanix is safe, chemical-free, and certified for use on all organic farms. It improves plant quality, size, color, flavor, and gives up to 20% more nutrient value in fruits and vegetables, and greatly increases shelf life. And EM1 is so simple to use, just mix with water and apply. This year, prepare your crisis garden for maximum yields with EM1 from TerraGanix.com. Order now at TerraGanix.com or call toll-free 866-369-3678. That's 866-369-3678. TerraGanix. Life's getting better.
We travel so much, and having a fake TV, well, it gives added peace of mind.
Burglars look for houses that appear to be easy targets. But fake TV can fool even professional burglars into thinking someone is home watching television.
As a recent widow living alone, it gives me great peace of mind to set my fake TV near a window and know that passing motorists and pedestrians will think someone is home watching TV when I'm actually away from home.
Fake TV easily plugs into any outlet, just like a light on a timer.
And they're so easy to use. You just plug them in and they're ready to go. Plus, they're so affordable that we have one upstairs and downstairs.
Fake TV is only $29.95 with free shipping. Order your fake TV by calling 877-5-FAKE-TV or go to faketv.com. That's 877-532-5388 or faketv.com. Fake TV, the burglar deterrent.
Again, Bill O'Reilly, you coward, you bully. I know you're an old man, so you and whoever you want, bare knuckles boxing match. Pay-per-view to the charity of our choices, 50-50 split. You're such a big, tough guy. Maybe you'll send a security force down here to try to intimidate me. Hate speech, huh, punk? Till they got a hold of me. I used to help little old ladies across the street. I used to help the blind to see. Oh, yeah. 'Cause I read the papers. They won't be seen with me. Sheila and me. No more. No more. Hey, look at this. Government orders midwives to spy on racist parents. You've heard over in England and Europe, they're saying everyone will have a social worker assigned. Everyone that's in your life spying on you. And if you don't want totally open borders, and don't say that, because racism's only by white people, that white people are inherently bad, then you will have your kids taken from you. That's a new breaking Infowars.com story by Paul Joseph Watson. That's coming up. Let me get to this right now, because this is breaking. Newsmax got the interview. House Judiciary Chairman to Newsmax, Holder should resign. Here's that clip.
Many Republicans have called for Eric Holder's resignation. Should he resign?
Well, last year in the last Congress, I co-sponsored a resolution calling for him to step down, and he has still not complied with the subpoena that was given to him with regard to the investigation of Fast and Furious. And the result of that is that his noncompliance, his having been held in contempt of the House of Representatives, all indicates to me his unwillingness to take responsibility for the actions in the Justice Department, his inability to provide leadership, and therefore it is... Oh, no,
he's providing leadership. All right, that's enough.
And,
all right, that's hate speech. We should let him run Fast and Furious. We should let him fund Al-Qaeda. We should let him do all this stuff. I mean, leave the president alone. That's hate speech. That's what the Soviet Union developed, hate speech, where you're shut down and then basically once you're silenced, arrested for criticizing the government or any other corrupt group. And Bill O'Reilly thinks that's a great idea. I think that is very offensive. So there goes some hate speech right there. Now let's go to this Nixon and Obama. This article is Nix Obama up on Infowars.com. Here are the comparisons of Obama and Nixon. Now let's go ahead and play that.
I have to tell you that is exactly the approach that the Nixon administration took.
Interesting.
I first learned from news reports.
I first learned about it from the same news reports that I think most people learned about this.
The comments I made during this period, the comments made by my press secretary in my behalf, were based on the information provided to us at the time we made those comments.
Keep in mind, by the way, these so-called talking points that were prepared pretty much matched the assessments that I was receiving at that time.
And had we not had that kind of security and that kind of secrecy that allowed for the kind of exchange that is essential,
leaks related to national security can put people at risk.
I must now turn my full attention, and I shall do so once again, to the larger duties of this office.
Others may get distracted by chasing every fleeting issue that passes by, but the middle class will always be my #1 focus.
Yeah, when you're trying to destroy them. There is one last line that President Obama hasn't used yet, and that's...
In any organization, the man at the top must bear the responsibility. That responsibility, therefore, belongs here, in this office. I accept it.
I am not a crook. Yeah. That's Revealing Politics, doing a great job. All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, and that's why the system fears the alternative media, because we'll just show you how both parties are corrupt, out of control, and we're just looking for a few good men and women who care about their children's future in government, in corporations, in life, to lead the way out of this corrupt morass that we've entered. Now, when we come back, we've got one more clip. This is Demand Answers put out by Mitch McConnell, the leader of the Republicans in the Senate. And then I am the Senate, Obama would have us believe. But he is not all-powerful. And Obama is the nastiest expression of globalist tyranny I've ever seen because of the season we're in. But even though he's a power puppet, he must be politically destroyed. He must be politically annihilated to punish all these other crooks so that they fear the people and they fear justice.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
You may be arrested and/or subject to other police action.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship, body scanners, sound cannons, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv. Introducing Pro One. All of your filtration in one system, portable, on the go. No more do you have 2 or 3 filters to just reduce sodium fluoride. You have a system that cuts out the sodium fluoride and up to 95% of hydrofluorosilicic acid. Advanced manufacturing technology combines silver-impregnated white ceramic with new Aquamedics advanced media for removal of fluoride and other heavy metals, all in one filter element. It is the only one that does it, and out of the gates, we have it discounted at 10% off with promo code WATER. This is the only system that in one unit helps reduce or remove pesticides, herbicides, chloramines, ammonia, and chlorine, hydrofluorosilicic acid, the most common form of fluoride not covered by other fluoride filter brands, and sodium hexafluorosilicate. Get your Pro Pure with the new Pro One filters today at InfoWarsStore.com or by calling 888-253-3139.
Cal Ben Soap Company can save you thousands of dollars and give you good old-fashioned real soap that is triple concentrated and made from the highest quality vegetable and coconut oils. See them on the web, www.5starsoap.com, or call 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog and buy American-made products. Order the sampler, a 1 to 2 month supply, or get a 1 to 2 year supply of soaps for all your cleaning needs. You're getting soap products twice as good as what you're using now. This is an amazing deal, and you will love the way real soap makes your skin feel. Call 1-800-340-7091 or visit www.5starsoap.com. Alex and his staff have used these earth-friendly, pure soaps for years. See them on the web, www.5starsoap.com, or call 1-800-340-7091 for a catalog.
We are on the march. The empire is on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
We're living on the We're going to our guest here in a moment. Groped her and her associate by the Slave Training Department, the Toilet Safety Police, also known as the Pedophile Potbelly Enforcement Bureau. I mean, TSA. That is coming up here in just one moment. She's also going to Bilderberg and going to be doing some work for Infowars.com. We're going to talk to Ashley Jessica here in just a moment. And the new magazine just got in. That's right, the June issue, the Bilderberg double cover. Yet again, Elite Plan Global Takeover. And on the cover, we have Herr Schmidt there in the Bilderberg meeting with the silver platter. If you're a radio listener, you can go to Infowars.com/show and see the free video feed. And I'll be going over this magazine at the end of the hour, flipping through it for all the viewers out there, Infowars.com/show. And that will soon redirect to Infowars.com/Bilderberg, where we have a special page set up for Bilderberg coverage. The coverage is already going on. There's already a bunch of news breaking there. We already have a bunch of big news. Can't believe how much we've infiltrated Bilderberg. We've got all sorts of connections. It's ridiculous. See, as everyone begins to hate the establishment and really figure out, they are crooks. They are authoritarian. I'm going to blow the whistle. you're going to have whistleblowing intensify worldwide as people get the fact that, hey, the government really is evil. These corporations are monopoly groups. They're teamed up with government to destroy my future. And they've been trying to intimidate all these liberty lovers and persecuting them. I'm going to join them in the fight. And the intimidation will then actually backfire. So that's coming up. But here is Mitch McConnell. Well, again, I don't fantasize that Mitch McConnell's going to save us. Hell, old Mitch McConnell tried to beat Rand Paul with Republican money and favored the banker-funded candidate in the Kentucky primary a few years ago. But Rand beat him, despite the Republican machine, and Rand basically talked to him behind the scenes, I'll just leave it at that, and said, look, you're not going to stop a freedom movement in this country. And the only hope the Republicans have is to stop being such complete sellouts. And Rand Paul has actually infiltrated them. They've not infiltrated him. And I've been told it's the same thing with Ted Cruz. That is yet to be seen, but I'm starting to believe it. And what I found is people just can't believe we can win. They can't believe we could reverse things. Well, my ancestors, all they did was win. Or they died trying. And I'm tired of this loser idea that we don't have any power and a bunch of globalist scum are better than us just because they've got the money. They've got the money through fraud. And they want to get rid of the free market and our ladder out of this so that they're up there and we're down here. I want to empower all of humanity. So that's coming up. But here's Mitch McConnell being forced to say demand answers so they get the political support to impeach and prosecute. And I'm telling you, folks, people now know that the IRS is a collection agency for the Federal Reserve. People now know that the ultra-rich are all exempt. It's the end of these people if you want it, if you believe it, if you decide you have power. I know why the yuppies decide they don't have power and just kind of lay in the ditch. Because they don't believe you can do anything. They have low esteem for themselves, so they just say, I'm just going to enjoy life, eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. No, how about educate yourself, get informed, get involved. The animating contest of liberty is the stairway to the stars. And then eat, drink, and be merry in your off time. Work hard, play hard, win, win, win. You're not happy because you're jellyfish. You're not happy because you're seething with weakness instead of seething with power. And I mean love and goodness and also a healthy dose of being a little crazed. That's what it is to be human. That's why they want you dumbed down and sedate, because they know our natural order, and they sure know the people that colonized this country were some of the most crazed, wild-eyed, intelligent, free people out there. The globalists fancy themselves as cultured wild men. They are not. They are cultured scum in a culture of cess. We are the future, but we, the people that have empathy and care and who have goodwill, we must also tune into our resistance side and our animal war side to wage war with information and with focus and intellect, but with an overdriving electrical charge of annihilation against the enemy. Crush them. Crush them. And I mean, that's all you've got to do is decide you are the future. I'm just sick of all this scum sucking off of us and then telling us it's a favor, because they can't believe they've gotten away with all this. They're scared of us, and they want to stick their hands down our pants to break our will. We're going to our guest here in a moment, because she's got to split in about 20 minutes and go to her college class. But right now, let's go ahead and go to Mitch McConnell. This is the type of TV ad we need to see. This is the type of stuff that will defeat the collectivist. If we don't defeat them, they're going to use their mass of dumbed-down serfs to take our guns, our property, our children, everything. They hate those of us that are successful. The minions of the globalist and the globalists themselves. We're stuck between corrupt elites that are threatened by goodness and beauty and honor and strength and real power, and giant masses of thumb-sucking scum who are victims and handicapped, basically, that I want to empower. But we may not be able to empower them. So we've got to take over the system now. We either take the system back or we're slaves. And I am not getting on my knees to suck the boots of lesser men. You understand that? I want to be able to be in a free society and be involved in free expression and free society and hang around who I want and live where I want and do what I want and worship what I want and build what I want and not have a bunch of scum on my back. Let's go to this clip, and then we'll go to our guest.
Hear from Republican leader of the U.S. Senate, Mitch McConnell.
Again and again, this administration and its allies have used the resources of the government itself to intimidate or silence those who question or oppose it. I don't know about you, but I think that the leader of the free world and his advisors have better things to do than dig through other people's tax returns.
A number of Tea Party groups had complained, and Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell wrote to the IRS to complain that they were being harassed.
There's absolutely no targeting.
2012.
Earlier this year, dozens of Tea Party-affiliated groups across the country learned what it was like to draw the attention of the speech police when they received a lengthy questionnaire from the IRS demanding, listen to this, demanding attendance lists, meetings transcripts, and donor information. Now, what they're trying to do is intimidate donors to outside groups that are critical of the administration. They've got the IRS, the SEC, and other agencies going after contributors.
The Internal Revenue Service admitted today that some of its employees targeted conservative political groups.
This is outrageous.
I told you this years ago, folks. That was the conspiracy theorist.
The Internal Revenue Service to target.
There is a culture of intimidation throughout the administration.
IRS began singling out Tea Party groups.
If you have any kind of conservative-leaning background, affiliation, they're going to target you and come after you. This isn't speculation.
Well, yeah, they take their kids. They arrest homeschoolers.
These are the things that drive the Obama economy, and they drive an ideological agenda that, as we have seen again and again, has little regard for those who dissent. No president from either party is more powerful than the Constitution of the United States.
Today, Lerner will invoke her Fifth Amendment right and refuse to answer questions.
I will not answer any questions or testify about the subject matter of this committee's meeting.
Didn't know at that time.
I am not aware of that.
I don't know. I have no memory of anyone doing that.
I didn't know that.
I'm not personally responsible.
Do you believe it is illegal?
I don't believe it is.
Well, when the president does it, that means that it is not illegal.
What does the president believe? Does the president believe that would be illegal? The law here? Well, the law is irrelevant.
The law is irrelevant. Intimidation, retaliation, secretive.
Our enemies, and we're going to reward our friends.
Yeah, we'll go after our enemies, reward our friends. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the issue. If the Republicans actually burn Obama for this, it will set a precedent where they can't get away with it. I got to say, Republicans don't usually use the IRS against people since Nixon. And that was about 100 enemies. Folks, everyone I know that's a pro-lifer, a pastor, even people that are pro-government get audited and told, watch what you say and we'll leave you alone, to scare people. This is the essence of oppression. Some of those IRS people, including the IRS director, Aaron Dykes and the crew went out a few years ago when they did a press conference and they intimidated him and tried to send police after him for asking questions about the Federal Reserve being private. These are people that bug their eyes out at you and try to have men in black intimidate you because they know what they're doing is wrong. And that's what the TSA is all about. Our government publicly runs al-Qaeda in Libya and Syria now. That's on record. And finally, Rand Paul's talking about it, saying, why are we funding al-Qaeda? And then when you go to the airport, they single out, I've seen it, attractive women especially, or if it's guys that are, walking around Nelly as it gets, they see guys they like, they single you out, and they literally salivate when they do this. Now, others don't like doing it, but it's, quote, their job. They'll do fake pat-downs. I've seen it done. I've had it done in my crew where they act like they're touching you and going, I don't like doing this. They actually talk under their breath, like ventriloquists. Oh, I hear you. I don't like this. I'm a listener. It's just a good paying job. We want to unionize. We don't want to have to do this. I've been told that scores of times. But it doesn't matter. The supervisors are the ones that get off on it. And her story from Infowars.com went viral. Dozens of newspapers picked it up. Anti-TSA activist, TSA agent groped my vagina is the headline. Woman complains of sexual molestation after frothing TSA opt-out protest. After fronting TSA opt-out protest. But the point is an activist who... I guess Watson wrote this. I guess that's a British way to say it. An activist who fronted a national TSA, kind of led a national TSA opt-out campaign last year, has released a video of a pat-down during which She accused the TSA agent of touching her. And now that video has gone viral and has been picked up again by New York Daily News, the Daily Mail, you name it. But she was then interviewed by several TV networks, and it never aired. And the point is if they can take your kids to a private room or take your kids and pull their shirt off or grab their groin or even go in your pants and then deny it or then say it's okay, and then Texas tries to pass a law saying you can't do it. Huffington Post covered it. Ashley Jessica, student activist, says she was violated during TSA pat-down in the video. They all picked it up. And then if they can normalize this, they can get away with it anywhere. The highways, the roads, you name it, and it's now starting. It's about government treating you that you're all suspects, you're all criminals. This is what prisoners have to be groped like this in medium and maximum security prisons. So this is turning everything into a giant prison with Walmart telescreens saying watch your neighbors. And so we take you now to Ashley Jessica. Ashley, thanks for coming on with us. What do you make of this becoming a big story? And then what do you make of CNN and others interviewing you but not airing it?
I'm completely in shock that this has become such a big story because of all of the other abuses that the TSA has engaged in over the past few years. You know, where was the mainstream media coverage when the TSA was humiliating cancer survivors or exposing people's breasts, or, you know, puncturing people's urostomy bags? Like, why wasn't that completely blown up in the media? I feel like they are latching onto this. They're trying to make it seem like I've blown everything out of proportion. They're overstating the claims that I have made about this. All I said was that she touched my vagina. You can clearly see her hand make contact with that area in the video. After she does it, she says, I'm going to explain to you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go all the way up your leg until my hand meets resistance. It's going to hit first and then come back down. She's very vocal about what she's going to do. Basically, this is a pat down that happens quite frequently. This isn't anything out of the ordinary.
Oh no, I've witnessed people grab, you know, Jesse Ventura's genitals, and then even what really made him mad was go back, you know, into his gluteus maximus, and people say, oh, you ought to pay for that. It is a violation. If somebody did this to you in a park, they'd get 15 years in prison, but they're doing it to make sure there's not a bin Laden in your pants.
Exactly.
Ashley, is bin Laden hiding in your underwear?
No, he is not. They actually didn't find him during the search, shockingly enough.
Well, every criminal says they're innocent.
Right. And they haven't found any weapons in women's underwear, or anyone's underwear for that matter, with all of these grope downs and all of the enhanced security that's been implemented.
Have you ever gone through it where they're clearly enjoying it?
Last year in Virginia, I had a TSA agent who ordered me around like a prisoner. It seemed like she was enjoying the power of it all. She was the one who told me she's going to touch my behind over and over again until I don't flinch.
Oh, no, it's bizarre.
It's completely bizarre.
I mean, I had a guy pat me down, and I mean, he was just ready to go. I mean, it was smacking, talking to me in my purring voice, and I was just like, this is beyond bizarre. I mean, it's incredible.
It is. And I mean, these TSA agents, they were polite. But she still touched my vagina with her hand. So some people are saying, oh, you know, they were polite. You're making too big a deal of it. I don't care how polite you are. That is a violation.
Well, Miss USA said they went in her pants and in her body and broke down crying. They've had airline pilots till they revolted and said, we were allowed to fly the plane. We're going to do this to us. You know, their union said no, so they quit. They had guys having to go home and having to vomit. Because this is a form of rape. That's what it is.
It's completely out of control. I'm in shock that this is considered normal. To even have to be searched if innocent people are being searched without probable cause, and we've headed into tyranny.
Well, listen, Jesse Ventura is a really nice, I've got to know him really well, but really aggressive guy. And, you know, a normal aggressive guy is not going to have some man putting his hand up. I mean, and Ventura's like, I'm leaving this country, East Germany. Because it's normal to not want someone to literally go in between your butt cheeks. I mean, I'm sorry to have to talk like this, but it's weird. I mean, it's weird.
It's bizarre. I mean, I've been getting so much support and so many people thanking me for doing this, but other people are saying, because I was filming the pat down, I was instigating it, I was looking for trouble. which is completely not true.
Well, it's a good thing you were wearing baggy pants. If you were wearing a skirt, they would have said you were asking to be raped.
I mean, yeah. People have said things like that before.
Don't wear lipstick, honey. You're the one asking for it.
Exactly. Saying I'm asking for attention by this. No, I had my camera rolling because last year in Virginia, as soon as my brother turned on his camera, everything changed. I was given a very respectful pat down on camera in which she didn't even come near my private parts. And she said, but when we opted out, she said, I just have to let you know that you're going to be given an extensive pat down, and I'm going to have to go all the way up your leg with my hand.
That's right.
Until the thigh meets the torso.
That's right. Go in a radiation machine, let us save the naked image, which they've been caught doing, or let me look inside your area.
Right. So, of course, after she said that, I'm going to want to film, and I'm going to want to warn them.
No, but see how you're even responding to the trolls? That's why the mainstream media is dying. Because they're attacking a woman, having her private parts grabbed, and everybody knows this is wrong.
Wouldn't it be nice to have one product that replaces more than 10, saving you space, time, and money? HempUSA.org has a complete full-spectrum vitamin mineral detox formulation called Micro Plant Powder Gold. Micro Plant Powder Gold contains 101 vitamins, minerals, probiotics, and iodine. Has a 100-year shelf life and is a perfect addition to any storage shelter. Make Micro Plant Powder Gold your choice. Call 888-910-4367 or visit HempUSA.org today.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit, then carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Hi, Ted Anderson. I'm placing a silver dollar in a book explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
There's been a disaster, and most of you don't even realize the serious concern for all of us. Alex Jones has warned you for years to get the most important supply you can for your liberty, freedom, and security, and that's food. We thought the danger was drought, or food diverted to our gas tanks, or food so expensive that we'd all need financial assistance to afford it, or our food being sold to other countries. But here's the most effective way you'll lose your liberty and security without a fight: government regulation. The do-it-yourself public services of many LDS Mormon food storage canneries can no longer be provided. This, along with the recent private gardening and farming regulations and additional government control of food supplies and resources, says food is the ultimate priority. eFoods Direct will provide free shipping on all food orders until further notice. Call 800-409-5633 or on the web efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
Hello, this is Ty Bollinger, author of the best-selling book, Cancer, Step Outside the Box. I want you to know some very important information. In 1985, President Ronald Reagan requested that Carnivora be sent directly to the White House at a time when only the president could obtain this world-class healer. Now, 27 years later, Carnivora capsules are used around the world to keep people healthy. Now you can protect yourself and your loved ones in this age of superbugs with 17 naturally occurring compounds that instinctively respond to abnormal cells only without harming a single normal cell. If you want to stay healthy, now's your chance to literally wake up your critical immune cells to attack harmful invaders that don't belong in your body. Call 1-866-VENUS-FLY or order from carnivora.com. That's CARNIVORA.com. That's 1-866-836-8735, 1-866-VENUS-FLY, or visit carnivora.com. Protect your immune system. It's the only one you've got.
We will not be forgotten. We won't be left behind. Our memories live on in mortal mind.
Coming up, I'm going to get into the latest on the economy, the latest on IRS, Spygate, Benghazigate. Your phone calls in the next hour. Then we have an in-studio guest who was censored by Facebook, but Bill O'Reilly thinks that's just great and says they should censor the alternative media more. And that I'm the person that needs to be censored, number one, because I'm angry. I'm angry about all this corruption. I'm trying to get people motivated. That's just terrible. We should only watch MSNBC and Bill O'Reilly. That's right. Rachel Maddow and Bill O'Reilly, they're all attacking. They've got Bloomberg, AP, Reuters, not even so much Esquire. I don't know they've done that. GQ. Man, I'm getting called by all sorts of people that have known me over the decades. When I'm getting all these media calls, I mean, they're like, dig something up. And I have nothing to be ashamed of, folks. Whatever they dig up, if they spin it or whatever, it's not true or it's exaggerated. Because I sit there and think, what have I done? What's wrong? And I'm like, it's the opposite. If people knew my past, my history, it sounds like a movie. And so it's like, well, they're just going to discover. It sounds. Anyways, the point is that the new magazine is out. And I'm going to cover it in the next hour for TV viewers and radio listeners. But it's the double cover, Bilderberg edition. You can see the cover at InfoWarsStore.com with the head of Google on the cover. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. Going back to somebody who I just love the work she's been doing on so many issues. Ashley Jessica has helped lead the national opt-out demonstrations the last few years. That's what Watson means by fronting in his headline, fronting the national opt-out. And if they can get away with the TSA, they can get away with anything. Now, Ashley, I've been throwing out some of the points here. Your YouTube is youtube.com/user/Miss Ashley Jessica. Yes. And your Twitter is Ashley Jessica. So twitter.com/Ashley Jessica. But what are points you think are important to get across here?
First of all, one thing I want to say is that, you know, sometimes they only just have the metal detector line open and they shuffle people through that. People go through, you know, no problems. And then suddenly they decide certain people need to go through the scanner. And if they don't go through the scanner or get patted down, they're suddenly a security risk. It's a completely arbitrary process. It's nothing more than security theater. It's just completely out of control. The main point is that we cannot normalize this type of treatment. There is no excuse for people to be putting their hands anywhere near someone's private areas in the name of protecting national security.
Well, it makes you all guilty now. Again, it's prisoner training, and the government runs Al-Qaeda now. You know, I'm thinking about a national demonstration with a fact sheet with mainstream headlines about the government funding Al-Qaeda, running Al-Qaeda, protecting Al-Qaeda, so that, and then hand those out at the airports. Like you've done, you've led protests handing out info at the airport.
Exactly. I handed out flyers about the health risks associated with the body scanners. Some people think now that because the backscatter scanners are going to be phased out, that the millimeter scanners are safe. And the TSA tells everyone. She told me she's required to tell me that it gives off less radiation than a cell phone. But in fact, it has never been independently certified as safe for anybody. And the independent research shows that the terahertz radio waves can unzip DNA. So that doesn't sound too comforting to me. I don't want a chance going through that.
And again, remember 4 years ago when I started really focusing on this and Drudge started posting the articles almost every week or sometimes every day? And it became a big national story. They would say, we're not groping anybody. We don't take old people in private rooms and strip them. We don't make old people get out of wheelchairs that can't walk. And then which video after video showing how they're liars. It is a criminal takeover.
Yeah. And I get emails from people who are rape survivors telling me that they're afraid to go to the airport because they don't want to be touched like that. Imagine how triggering and re-traumatizing that can be for someone who is a victim of sexual assault.
They've had top psychologists say it's training little kids to be touched. You teach them, don't people touch you unless it's a perv in a uniform. And there's the videos of them stripping little kids, going in babies' diapers. This is a joke. This is over the top.
This is GCN, the Genesis Communications Radio Network.
You prepare by purchasing gold, food, and firearms. But if you don't have a home security system, then you're missing a critical weapon in your arsenal for home protection. When you're sleeping or away from home, who's watching out for intruders? Check out Simply Safe. It's a new do-it-yourself home security system that is completely wireless. Go to GetSimplySafe.com. Simply Safe is independent and off the grid. It runs on battery power, so even if the grid goes down, you're protected. It's completely customizable, so you can use it in your home, business, boat, trailer, storage unit, or shed. GetSimplySafe.com. Simply Safe is also ridiculously easy to install yourself in under 20 minutes, so there's no need to let a stranger into your home. If you move or need to relocate, you can take the system with you wherever you go. You aren't always at home, but Simply Safe will stand guard, protecting your property 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Again, that's GetSimplySafe.com.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
All right, if you just joined us, we're into the second hour. Ashley Jessica does some auxiliary reporting for Infowars.com. She's going to be at Bilderberg this year. She's led national opt-out demonstrations, handed out radiation warning info to people at the airports, done just a great job across the board. And she got groped, and her and her friend at the Atlanta airport, and videotaped it. And she's not supposed to videotape that. You know, that shows that, you know, I mean, how dare her not want to have her private parts touched? And this is all part of, you know, dominating the public. But get into the media that did interview you, because this has become a national story. It's been, I don't know, over 15 papers. But you talked to CNN and others, and they never aired the interviews.
No, well, I talked to CNN. They were doing a phone type of interview. They were taking notes on what I was saying. And then I started telling them the facts about the body scanners and how the TSA has never caught a terrorist, you know, just laying out all the facts. And then they said to me they weren't sure if they were going to use the story anymore because they had extreme weather that came up that they need to report on. I don't know.
Yeah, they always say something else happened. Like kind of when they're having the IRS hearings, they cut to a video from the day before with Anderson Cooper talking about gangs. And then as Watson was telling me about all this, you also got interviewed by some other national TV?
Yeah, I was interviewed by Inside Edition. I did a Skype interview with them, but it never aired. I was saying in the Skype interview, I said, you know, we all need to opt out of the body scanner. We all need to film our pat downs and hold the TSA accountable and reassert our rights. That was one of the main points that I had said in that interview.
Well, look, the good news is you did videotape it, so now there's exposure on it because they don't want this even discussed. I mean, as I said before we went to break, remember 4 years ago, 3 years ago, even 2 years ago, they would deny any of this was even going on.
Exactly. And now people are saying, like, you know, the trolls, they're saying, like, no, you know, this is for our safety. This is normal now. You have to get your privates touched.
Well, it's obvious. I mean, a lot of the trolls are just government-paid minions, or they're people so invested in the system, they're going to make excuses no matter what happens.
Exactly. But good thing the liberty lovers are supporting and bringing attention to this. And, you know, there's been a back and forth in the comments on my video. Lots of InfoWars supporters, you know, laying down the facts and exposing everything. So that's great.
I mean, there she went on the video, Powell, right up there in the junk. And, I mean, look, I mean, even with your wife or your girlfriend, if they're not in the mood and you just reach over and grab them, they're not going to like it. I mean, this is a stranger doing it. How have we gotten this far down the road here?
I have no idea. And, you know, even when she came to my breast area, when she moved her hand towards me, my natural instinct, if a stranger is moving their hands toward that area, is to move back. You know, that's normal. If someone came up to you or to me in the street and did that, I wouldn't be so polite, you know?
Well, they go to jail. I mean, exactly. If somebody walked over and grabbed my crotch, they're going to get punched in the nose.
Right. That's a normal reaction. It seems people have habituated to this. They've been completely pacified and brainwashed. I can't even, it still blows my mind. I can't even figure it out.
Well, by the way, Rob Dews saw this happen and even got some of it on tape. We got back from a talker speech I gave, the keynote address in New York a few years ago, and this guy walks up, big, mean-looking prison guy, and it says, you know, hello, Mr. Jones, and then grabs both of my pectorals and tries to do a twister, and it was excruciating, but I knew it was a setup, and then called the police, and they put him in handcuffs and were going to arrest him. And then I went, you know, this is a setup. I said, you know, just know I could have sent you to jail, and I left. But they wanted me to get in a fight. I mean, I mean, it's kind of like what kind of stuff they did to Garrison in airports and things. I've got to really watch my back, so folks, pray for us. I'll see you at Bilderberg. You are going, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, look forward to You're reporting for Infowars.com there. Very, very exciting. Ashley, Jessica, look forward to meeting you in person. Thank you so much, and good job getting this report out and standing up to the abuse they engaged in. Thank you so much. We'll be back with a bunch of other news, folks. Stay with us. I had tried everything. I'd cut back the amount of food I was eating. I was lifting weights and jogging, but nothing was working. My body was literally starving for minerals and trace elements as well as key vitamins. And as soon as I had that, I immediately could eat half of what I was eating previously and be satisfied. Now, there are hundreds of great products at InfoWarsTeam.com, but I want to point out the 3 that have helped me lose 37 pounds in just 2 months. Products like Beyond Tangy Tangerine, Pollen Burst, and Rebound. When I started taking the Tangy Tangerine and other products every day, I lost more than 37 pounds in just 2 months. Now that's results. I want to challenge my listeners to go to InfoWarsTeam.com and to order just 3 of their products, and you will see the changes in the way you look, feel, and in your appetite almost immediately. Start your journey to health and wellness today. InfoWarsTeam.com.
Now that we have moved into the winter season, there is an increased need to support our immunity and health. At Silver Lungs, we are committed to meeting your needs by providing a full selection of silver-based products. Our most popular silver-based products are the 32-ounce Nano Silver Solutions, our 2-ounce Nano Silver Nasal Applicators, as well as our all-natural silver soaps. Just released is our 100% natural silver gel. Our new silver gel is not based on synthetic gelling agents, which quickly evaporate and leave the silver at the surface. But rather, we have formulated our silver gel using the natural skin-nourishing chemistry of aloe vera to quickly penetrate and nourish the skin, while delivering the silver more effectively. Visit www.silverlungs.com and click on our store page to find what silver-based products are best for you. That's www.silverlungs.com.
There's been a disaster, and most of you don't even realize the serious concern for all of us. Alex Jones has warned you for years to get the most important supply you can for your liberty, freedom, and security, and that's food. We thought the danger was drought, or food diverted to our gas tanks, or food so expensive that we'd all need financial assistance to afford it, or our food being sold to other countries. But here's the most effective way you'll lose your liberty and security without a fight: government regulation. The do-it-yourself public services of many LDS Mormon food storage canneries can no longer be provided. This, along with the recent private gardening and farming regulations and additional government control of food supplies and resources, says food is the ultimate priority. eFoods Direct will provide free shipping on all food orders until further notice. Call 800-409-5633 or on the web efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are 35 seconds back into the live transmission here in the second hour, 8:40 into the second hour of this worldwide broadcast. And we are going to be here for another 2 hours or so. We are going to have in studio a well-known autism activist, Andrea Lalamas. And she posted Facebook photos of her children at the March Against Monsanto, and Facebook suspended her account and thousands of other people's accounts. And naturalnews.com showed screenshots of that. DrudgeReport.com linked to it. Thank God, exposing nationally, internationally, the censorship. We've posted Navy SEALs official link on Facebook where they pointed out that they were left to die in Benghazi and had our Facebook suspended. Other people had them suspended or completely deleted. It doesn't matter if you're an anti-war group. It doesn't matter if you're an anti-GMO group. It doesn't matter if you're a pro-raw milk group. It doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter who you are. The system will come in if you are not on the globalist reservation, on their plantation, and Facebook will block you. And they violate their own terms of use. They act like it's a big public commons. Your data is there. You make Facebook what it is, just like you make YouTube what it is. And then they selectively censor and manipulate. So we're going to get into that and how it ties into Bill O'Reilly, smears yours truly, Alex Jones, in a hate speech rant, talking about sexual hate speech and racist hate speech, and then they cut to a clip of me out of context to make it sound like I'm involved in that. I mean, it's just, they are desperate. You've got MSNBC, you've got Bill O'Reilly, you've got the White House coming after us, you've got, let's not exaggerate, at least 10 different investigative journalist groups. Some of them are whole teams. Bloomberg, now I've learned, has 3 people full-time in the last 2 weeks on us, digging through everything. And they're getting pretty upset right now. I would imagine because there's just nothing there. And there have been 4 different media groups that go, I want to follow you to Bilderberg. And I go, okay, go ahead. And they go, oh, we have a big budget. They'll let me go wherever I want. And some of these are big, famous writers. And, done biggest profiles out there, top 2 or 3 profilers in the countries. I guess out of the top 5, like 2 of them. And then they call back and go, yeah, they're not letting me go or cover that. Bilderberg's off the, off limits. Prasada non grata. How do you say that in Spanish? Is that right? Did I butcher that? Yeah, oh, I'm correct? Okay, good. Anyways, we've got all of this going on. Why are they so scared? Because we know what we're talking about. We have got the eye of the tiger when it comes to fighting these globalists. We're committed. They know we're real. They know we're getting traction, and they're scared. And if you go to Infowars.com/Bilderberg or just /big, I'll take you there too. Infowars.com/Bilderberg. It says 6 days, 5 hours, 47 minutes, 47 seconds till Bilderberg officially kicks off next Thursday. But it really is kicked off already, all the stuff that's happening, the live video feeds, the audio feeds, the photos. Our reporters are already there, breaking inside intel. That's a great site Max Cabrera in IT built or in web development, but we probably want to put that countdown at the bottom and just point out that coverage has already begun. And I'm going to be in England by Monday. And there is a bunch of news on that front. And why is it important? You've got these top globalists who for decades said they didn't exist. Jim Tucker and Alex Jones say something called Bilderberg exists. Just 5 years ago, the New York Times said that literally, you can pull it up. It was in a film review for the film New World Order. I guess it was 4 years ago, reporting on something a year before, and said Jones was in a parking lot at a Marriott hotel imagining that there were black sedans and men in sunglasses. Jones was having a full-out schizoid, break with reality. Kind of like, there's no amnesty in the amnesty plan. There's no 2 billion bullets. The IRS isn't spying on you or persecuting you. There's no tyranny. This TSA's not sticking their hands down your pants. Well, we are, but what's the big deal? You like it. You wanted it. You wore that short skirt. You're trying to attract somebody, honey. Well, yeah, I'm trying to attract somebody. It ain't you, bud. Come on, you like a pot-bellied man grabbing your genitals. What's the big deal? Never had that experience? You have now. Ever had a guy go up between your legs? You do now. Your 3-year-old? Never been taken to a little cage? And never taken a little glass box for everybody? Had their arms put up, hands up, trained as a prisoner? Never had a guy with a weird mustache smack his lips and rub his hands all over your kid's body? Never had that happen? Well, here's your front row seat to it all. And if you get upset about it, you're an extremist. It's hate speech if you say you hate not being able to fly because you won't subject your children and your wife and yourself. Jesse Ventura's wrong. He not even doing his TV show this year. They've been calling me. I need to call them. I've been so busy. I was basically offered Ventura's TV show. or a spinoff thereof, and I just said no because I've turned down. Not bragging, I'm just telling you. Bill O'Reilly wants to say I'm nobody and won't say my name when he attacks me almost on a monthly basis. When I've turned down Discovery Channel shows, Travel Channel shows, True TV shows, HBO, just you name it. Because I don't have time to fly around and shoot for a week per episode and shoot 12, 15 episodes and then make, even brand new shows that are highly paid, $200,000. They won't pay for anything around here. And then not do the radio show, not do the news website. See, we have our own thing. And as much as I like the crew that did Ventura's show, I think the Overall did a great job. They're like, so you don't want to fly out here and explore doing the show. They first brought it to me like 2 years ago when they think they couldn't convince Ventura to do the next season. And Ventura's like, you know what? And who knows, it might come back sometime. He says, I'm not flying. You're going to have to get me private jets. And that's what they do, and that's above their budget. He goes, I will not have people do that to me. Then people are like, grow up, Jesse. I mean, let people stand around going, hi, Governor, I like your TV show. I liked you on WWE or, WWF back at the time, whatever it was. Hey, how's it going? Blah, blah. And he's sitting there getting angry. And then Ventura, like 2 days later, every time we've flown, comes over and apologizes and goes, sorry, I've been grumpy. Because I've known Ventura when he didn't have to fly, he's a big teddy bear. But whenever that happens for like 2 days, he's real angry. We almost got not really in a fight, but a big argument in a cab. He gets mad at everybody else because he's so angry about somebody rubbing the inside of his butt. I hate to have to sit here and talk about things like this on the radio, but, as a man, it's really freaky. And I know why women get mad at this, to sit there. I don't want to keep talking about it. It just really hit me that they're criticizing Ashley Jessica. Sounds like a clothing line, doesn't it? It's a great name. The point is that they're like, how dare you not like them grabbing your crotch? I mean, it's like, listen, you don't do that to somebody unless, the lights are low and everybody's into it. And there's been some vino flowing. And then they go and they do it to your kids, man. And listen, I never made a big deal out of this because, it's private. It's my family. I'll get into it. I one time had TSA-style security, without me even knowing, start groping my kids at a border. And I flipped out. And so, I know. It's just that's the line you're not crossing is my kids. So my wife's like, the kids want to fly. I want to fly. And I said, fine. You want to go to Europe where you grew up? I said, you can go take a trip to Europe. I'll keep the kids. You go with your friends to Europe. Her dad was a diplomat. And so she grew up in France and grew up in Italy and grew up in Denmark. And she hasn't been back since college. She went to college over there, too. And I said, listen, you've already experienced what happens when somebody grabs my kids. I cannot handle this anymore. And if they can get away with this, they can get away with anything. Okay, here's some of the news I got coming up. Bill O'Reilly smears Alex Jones and hate speech rant. This is the biggest sign yet, because he does this routinely now, that we're really having an effect when they trot out O'Reilly. And he does this just because he knows that we're for real, and he knows that our audience is bigger than his. We have more viewers on YouTube every week than he has on Fox. He's got about 5 million different people that tune in at one time or another, 3 million on a big night for him. People are like, well, isn't that 5 times 3 million? No, it's the same audience tuning in. And nothing against him. We're all going to be old one day, love old folks. But his audience, the reason his ratings are going down is his audience is dying. And there have been studies on that. And so every day there's less of them. And so he's really angry. He's, old, tough guy reportedly, and he's, angry that, that I'm not a sellout like him. And anyway, I'm not going to say anymore. The point is, that the House Judiciary Chairman has come out and said that Holder should resign. That's good news. Navy considers 3D printable future fleet of drones. This is what we want. Robot factories building robot drones who only have the guns, but we don't have the guns. And we've got a bunch of other just off-the-chart news. IRS crossed green line. Pro-Israel group felt wrath of Obama IRS. Web investigation reveals.
There's been a disaster, and most of you don't even realize the serious concern for all of us. Alex Jones has warned you for years to get the most important supply you can for your liberty, freedom, and security, and that's food. We thought the danger was drought, or food diverted to our gas tanks, or food so expensive that we'd all need financial assistance to afford it, or our food being sold to other countries. But here's the most effective way you'll lose your liberty and security without a fight: government regulation. The do-it-yourself public services of many LDS Mormon food storage canneries can no longer be provided. This, along with the recent private gardening and farming regulations and additional government control of food supplies and resources, says food is the ultimate priority. eFoods Direct will provide free shipping on all food orders until further notice. Call 800-409-5633 or on the web efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
Great news, Pure Water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
If you're going to have a bunker, why not have an ultimate bunker? In case of pandemic outbreak, civil unrest, biological or nuclear fallout, or EMP attacks, stay safe in your own ultimate bunker, built for lasting security for any need or budget. Manufactured in Salt Lake City, Utah, each ultimate bunker includes free food storage and all the comforts of home. Learn more at ultimatebunker.com. That's ultimatebunker.com. Or call 801-661-3900. Ultimate Bunker. You can't do better than the ultimate.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Don't throw away leftovers. Instead, throw all your leftovers, vegetable peels, eggshells, coffee grounds, pizza crusts, and more into the bokashi. If you love to garden and compost but don't like the hassle of turning a compost bin or the smell, then check out the EM Bokashi Food Waste Recycling System from TerraGanix. Finally, a way to recycle all your food and plant waste safely and effectively and stop using fertilizers. The EM Bokashi Food Waste Recycling System. Rather than decomposition, the Bokashi system uses fermentation to break down waste, so it takes less time to create nutrient-dense humus for crops or gardens with no turning and no obnoxious odors. To learn more and order your Bokashi online, visit TerraGanix.com and click on the orange button. That's TerraGanix.com, spelled TerraGanix.com, or call 866-369-3678. That's 866-369-3678. Recycle all your food wastes in about 6 weeks with the Bokashi Food Waste Recycling System from TerraGanix.com. TerraGanix. Life's getting better.
You know, the reason I've spent a little bit of time on the O'Reilly thing is when you have Glenn Beck saying I'm a fascist and I'm a liar and I'm spooky, and you've got CNN attacking me and lying about us, and MSNBC and Bill O'Reilly, what does that tell you? The establishment is scared of things they don't control. And the fact that we are successful on air, the fact that by the grace of God and your prayers and support, we are on air, is a testimony that we can turn things around. But we've got to believe we can do that. But everybody in the office said they saw this Bill O'Reilly thing this morning from yesterday. And they saw it, and they just couldn't believe it. Here's the Mediaite story. Bill O'Reilly decries political hate speech graphic, singles out Alex Jones. And they've got leftist authoritarian groups praising O'Reilly, saying, good, shut down people like Alex Jones. But then others going, well, wait, you're hateful too. What is hate speech? The Soviets developed this back in the 30s and would send people to gulags saying it's hateful to talk bad about communism. It's hateful to talk about how we shut down your churches. It's not hateful when we take you to a forced labor camp or rape your family or shoot you in the back of the head. And now I have an article that Watson is going to come on dealing with after the break, where you've heard Scotland is doing what Germany's doing, trying to ban homeschooling and things, and saying every child at birth will have a social worker assigned to them who is their government parent. And now midwives are ordered to spy on parents to see if they say anything about open borders or immigrants, and then their children will be taken. See, the Stasi want your kids. But don't say the government's bad or we'll have to take your kids. And then Bill O'Reilly comes out and praises Facebook for shutting down hate speech and sex hate speech. And if you call them, say, I'm going to kill you or I'm going to rape you, that is a terroristic threat. But what is hate speech? Hate speech is saying things they don't like. What does the ADL and Southern Poverty Law Center say? I'm hate speech. I need to be shut down. These are authoritarians that call ending the First Amendment, just like the IRS is trying to do with pro-life groups and Christian groups and Tea Parties. They call that hate speech. I've got clips of MSNBC saying the Tea Party is hate speech. Good. Have the IRS shut them down. And then Bill O'Reilly. Even if I was a racist Ku Klux Klan show, which I would disagree with, I'm trying to bring humanity together. That people have that First Amendment right to free speech. Because if you take the Klan people's stuff away, or the new Black Panther Party that's basically the Black Klan, if you take their rights away, or Mecha or La Raza or all the Hispanic supremacist groups, if you take their speech away, you will lose yours as well. Now, O'Reilly, like something out of 1984, went past the deception of Rachel Maddow and others, where she said, I said Obama sent the tornado. I said no such thing. A caller asked, is this government? I think it is. And I said, no, I don't think it is. Probably a real tornado. But they can create hurricanes and stuff. There is weather weapons. And I read like National Geographic headlines on the air. They edited that out. So why are they doing this now? He does this incredibly deceptive piece where he just flashes me up there ranting out of context in between sexual hate speech, whatever that means. Like I'm doing sexual stuff when he's the guy who settled cases out of court. Punch up InfoWars. I mean, look at what a perv this guy looks like. No wonder he can't get women. Here, let's punch O'Reilly up. If you were a woman, would you want to get anywhere near that guy? It's like a giant ferret or something. Let's go to a clip of O'Reilly. Here he is.
Tonight. There's only so many stupid people out there, Republicans. Admittedly, they breed kind of fast because they're too dumb.
You know what it's like to go to sleep every night knowing you work for a bunch of psychotic killers and you bastards are probably going to end up killing me one day?
Hate speech. Now Facebook is apologizing for allowing it worldwide. But can anything be done to stop the hatred, which is directly linked into the IRS Tea Party scandal? We'll have a factor investigation.
All right.
Hate speech and the IRS scandal.
Let's stop right there. I'm not going to go any more of it. The full thing's up on Infowars.com. But first they have Randy Rhodes on her little show on whatever's left of Air America, like 15 stations or something, saying Republicans breathe fast and are stupid. So that's hate speech. No, that's her right to be obsessed with how smart liberals are. When we've gone out and seen your supporters, they are the dumbest people. They hardly have a pulse. I mean, jellyfish have more brain cells. Then they sandwich it in with me and then go into a piece about sex stuff just to imply I'm a Democrat, I'm attacking the Tea Party, and I'm a pervert. Like the 250-pound demonic ferret himself, who settles cases of...
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Now is the perfect time to spring clean your body with Supernatural Silver, a non-toxic disinfectant for the body that can be used internally or externally. It helps the immune system by killing the bacteria, viruses, and mold that cause disease. This helps to reduce the workload of your already overworked immune system and allows the immune system to refocus its energy and recharge. Supernatural Silver can help combat over 300 different conditions, and it has the ability to kill over 143 types of bacteria, viruses, mold, and yeast. Supernatural Silver's patented technology includes advanced scientific research with over 180 scientific studies conducted at independent universities, hospitals, research institutions, and nursing homes to see how Supernatural Silver can change your life. Go to supernaturalsilver.com. Use the promo code SILVER2013 for 20% off and like us on Facebook.
Cal-Ben Soap Company can save you thousands of dollars and give you good old-fashioned real soap that is triple concentrated and made from the highest quality vegetable and coconut oils. See them on the web, www.5starsoap.com, or call 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog and buy American-made products. Order the sampler, a 1 to 2 month supply, or get a 1 to 2 year supply of soaps for all your cleaning needs. You're getting soap products twice as good as what you're using now. This is an amazing deal, and you will love the way real soap makes your skin feel. Call 1-800-340-7091 or visit www.5starsoap.com. Alex and his staff have used these earth-friendly, pure soaps for years. See them on the web, www.5starsoap.com, or call 1-800-340-7091 for a catalog.
Alex Jones here with a message to fellow freedom lovers. The prognosis for the entire planetary economic system runs from bad to worse. The globalist model is to shut down societies and starve patriots out until they acquiesce to the global takeover. That's why we've assembled the most vital and important preparedness items at InfoWarsShop.com. These are items that I did research on, that I personally use. We've got the Life Straw, so you can turn fetid water into safe water anywhere you go. The K-Tor hand crank generator to charge up key equipment during power outages or out in the field. Strategic Relocation, 3rd edition by Joel Skousen. When Disaster Strikes by Matthew Stein. ThyroSafe, used by Homeland Security to protect yourself during any radiological event. Hand crank shortwave AM/FM radios. Everything that we've researched and found to be the best is available at InfoWarsShop.com, and your purchase makes our InfoWar possible. We're getting prepared. Are you? InfoWarsShop.com. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back live. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we're here Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. 3 hours of hate speech, which is the Soviet term used for any political speech the globalist did not like. And we're going to be getting into hate speech here in a moment with Paul Joseph Watson. You heard in Germany they're banning homeschooling and arresting parents. That's mainstream news. Just type in homeschooling parents arrested because the state says they must raise your children. You've seen MSNBC say that your children belong to them. And now they're saying government orders midwives to spy on racist parents. Spy program, part of Orwellian plan to have children report on their mother and father. And the new state-appointed parent, the parents are just there to pay for everything, teaches the child they're in charge of the parents. Just as the Bible says, they will set your children above you. And this is the hell everyone wants. This is the hell everyone will get. They always abuse the children so bad. Once they get them, the kids always turn back to the parents, but then it's too late. Too late, sucker. We've already wiped your mind with psychotropic drugs and injected you with enough vaccines to kill an elephant. Now you're gonna die. The government loves you. I guess that's hate speech. See, the globalists are over the top with all their tyranny, and so I'm not supposed to go, it's over the top. Oh my gosh, pediatric cancer's up over 10,000%. Here's a Harvard study. Oh, look, hydrofluorosilicic acid, another Harvard group of studies. I just use those because everybody goes, ooh, Harvard. There's actually studies that are even worse out of Britain and out of the University of Texas. Bone cancer, 7-fold increase. Brain cancer, increase. It's extreme. Shut down his hate speech. He's holding up Harvard studies. 24 index studies about IQs dropped on average 17 points in women, 23 points in men. So I say 20%. I average the two together. I mean, I shouldn't get upset about that. You know what? I was a little hateful last week. I talked about Austin Mayor Lee Leffingwell, who gets up on TV and brags and laughs at people that want fluoride out of the water. We pay millions of dollars, over $1 million a year, to pay for toxic waste from chemical plants, what's left over, to be dumped in our water supply, with hundreds of other chemicals with it, including radioactive isotopes. And my calls for it caused a state investigation. Turned out Rick Perry was covering it up. And it turned out they're putting upwards of 5, usually 3 radioactive isotopes in the water. But hey, who cares about a case of kidney or bladder cancer? I mean, that's fun. It's fun to have that stuff chopped out, go on dialysis and then die early. I mean, why get people upset? Why point out it's wrong? I said the mayor's a piece of garbage, needs to be sued for laughing at scientists we bring into town. The heads of major university departments to tell them what's going on, like Dr. Conant. I should go, thank you, Mayor, for laughing about something killing us. Thank you. You're better than me. I shouldn't call you a scumbag. In fact, I don't want to be hateful. Thank you, Facebook, for calling users dumb effers. Thank you, Facebook, for running a pump and dump, ripping off your idiot users, in your own words, who bought into it. We told you a year before it'd be a pump and dump from Bilderberg 2011, in Switzerland, because Zuckerberg was there, along with Schmidt and others. I apologize for being right. I apologize for being red-blooded. I apologize for taking all this tyranny personal. I should just go out and act like a trendy. I could wear, rainbow-colored socks and grow a beard and then, just prance around like, around Austin. I mean, maybe I should do that. I apologize by being freaked out by what's going on. By the way, speaking of Eric Schmidt and speaking of all the things that are going on, and speaking of the New World Order and Bilderberg and Google, all the rest of it, document cam, please, for TV viewers. Here is the new InfoWars magazine for the June issue. And you've got an image of Bilderberg Group meeting here with different world leader globalists around the table, Bill Gates, Henry Kissinger, David Rockefeller, with Schmidt with a silver platter with the world on it. I think Molly Rogers, one of our incredible graphics people, came up with this image. And boy, is that on a world-class cover. And then it gets into some new original stories and also some of the most important articles we put out lately. 60 pages of color, glossy information warfare and information on organic farming. And Obama is now global head of Al-Qaeda with updated info on that story. And the passing of Jim Tucker, an official eulogy there. Boston bombing suspect interrogated without counsel. We look at how that's a total police state. We look at reasons why the Federal Reserve should be abolished, 11 reasons. Amazing article on that front. Talk about something great to wake people up. This is it. We get into the total surveillance grid, the panopticonic system of control, the crimes of Google. Google's sins go well beyond trouncing the competition and actively working to establish monopolies. It has collaborated with the granddaddy of evil, the CIA. actually, it's above the CIA. We have a big map here of the Bilderberg Group. Now it ties into the power structure. Just world-class map put together by the crew over there. 2013 Bilderberg, June 6th to the 9th, Watford, England. They talk about something to wake people up. It's really a color book, 60-page glossy book you can buy at cost. You can get 12, the next 12 issues, this issue and the next 11, 12 by signing up. The shipping's included at InfoWarsStore.com, or you can buy them in bulk at cost. We've got Children of the State, CPS abducts infant after parents seek second medical opinion. Just devastatingly powerful. And I want to thank all of you for supporting us so we can even get something out there. So you want to wake people up. These issues just get better and better. Facebook censoring Infowars.com and the notices saying we're not allowed to show people involved in the drill at the Boston bombing. Liberals defend Obama for spying on media, and those scandals are all covered. It's all. Will Rush Limbaugh be arrested and re-educated under new Florida initiative? Judge orders conspiracy re-education for media figure. The latest photos on Bilderberg. It is all here in the new issue, the June issue of InfoWars magazine, and it's a double cover. The back has like a regular newspaper cover with news about Bilderberg on it, Googleberg, and about back in 2000 during a meeting about corporate values, Google employee Pat Bonnet came up with the catchphrase for the Internet Service Corporation, "Don't be evil." But it goes on to the head of Google, Schmidt, saying that was stupid and there's no such thing as evil. That means they can do whatever they want to you while telling you what's hate speech. You know, your speech is evil, so they shut it down, but there is no evil. See, that means you're not allowed to have views, you're not allowed to have ideas. So InfoWarsStore.com. And don't forget, we're going to run this out to the end of Bilderberg now. While supplies last from the ProPure factory, they're very close to selling out of the Traveler. They still have enough of the other big units of the best gravity-fed filters out there. InfoWarsStore.com, 15% off with promo code WATER15. WATER15, and on all the replacement filters, the Pro 1 fluoride filters, all of it. So take the resolution to stop drinking the poison water, get the best gravity-fed filter out there. We went out and found the best. Side-by-side comparisons, and that's who we promote, and then you support our InfoWar as well. It's a win-win-win. InfoWarsStore.com. We have the live straws and other systems, all the water filtration, 15% off water code WATER15, InfoWarsStore.com, or call 888-253-3139. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to run that out to the end of the Bilderberg, the 9th of this month. Okay, where to start here? So you've heard of hate speech. That means criticizing the government, posting photos of a Monsanto march, anything. If you're a Navy SEAL group criticizing Benghazi, you're not allowed to share that on Facebook. YouTube's starting to block it. And they take over the web, they claim it's a public commons, and they're not allowed to do it, even though they own their own company, because it's false advertising. They just label your speech as hate. Everybody goes, well, oh, what's the label? Oh, Nazis or hacking, and then it's not that. It's your kids at a Monsanto march. It's you criticizing Obama. It's a pro-Second Amendment meme. You try to say you're pro-Second Amendment on Facebook, they'll delete or block your account. It is a reign of covert censorship, just like they're persecuting the Tea Party, the pro-lifers, the preachers. They want a chilling effect. That's why they're persecuting mainstream media that tries to expose corruption. They want you scared to shut up, but it's backfiring. People are angry. And let's look at Europe. Let's look at England. Let's look at the UK, that on average is about 5 years ahead of us when it comes to the Orwellian police state, the spy grid. We're ahead of them in some things here in the U.S., but usually in carbon taxes, you name it. Europe and England, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, globalist controlled as well. They're about 5 years ahead of us. They are arresting hundreds of homeschooling parents. A lot of them are scientists, doctors, you name it. They homeschool their own children. In Germany, even if you have a teaching degree, they don't let you train your kids. You've got to send them to the state. That's where modern education began, taking the kids away in Prussia. Kindergarten, a brainwashing system to have military conscripts follow orders. Worked well for Hitler 100 years later. So you've got all that going on. And now, I saw this on the BBC like 6-7 years ago. We had him on, Robin Page, host of One Man and His Dog, a popular rural show where he would walk from town to town with a film crew and drink the beer or eat the whatever the specialty was in the town and stay at old bed and breakfasts. He gave a speech where they were banning basically most hunting in England, fox hunting, you name it. And he said rural communities deserve the same rights. By the way, he's pretty much a liberal, but like a real liberal, Thomas Jefferson type liberal. He said rural communities deserve the same cultural rights as Muslims or homosexuals. They arrested Robin Page. We had him on BBC for saying the word homosexual. That's like if you said Anglo arresting you saying that's racist. Science words are now hateful. I heard a guy, I said this last week. I was at Barton Springs. There was a Hispanic guy and two white guys swimming. They were playing water football, throwing a ball around, and I'm sitting there listening to them, laying there in the sun after I swam a couple of miles. And I swam like a mile that day, I think. And I'm sitting there listening to him. My heart's thumping away. And I heard him go, let's go eat Chinese food over at whatever the name of the place was. And they go, shh, dude, you can't say Chinese. Don't eat. That's racist. And then I saw people going, approvingly looking, going, yes, laying around on the green grass with me. Other people were going, oh. I mean, people think you can't even, talking is like illegal. Okay? And I remember seeing articles in the British news, you can pull this up, where undercover police are to be put in cafes for racist speech, and you'll be arrested. And if you say they're giving the foreigners all the jobs, they're paying their welfare, they're opening up the borders, or they're voting away you are arrested. But then the charges are always dropped because the charges don't even really say that. It's all intimidation. And that's how they operate over there. So joining us, here's the article on Infowars.com. Government orders midwives to spy on racist parents. Spy program, part of our Orwellian plan to have children report on their mother and father. And then, of course, now he reported a few days ago. That's, by the way, in their major papers. Watson's reporting on that. They're reporting that every group of parents will have a government parent that was with the child for 18 years, teaching them how to teach, like Al Gore told kids a few years ago. It was recorded. He said, go home and tell your parents the right way to be. You're their boss now. This is the essence of authoritarianism, the Hitler Youth. 1984, they come home and denounce you. This is hellish. See, they can't win with their authoritarianism with the adults, but they're getting the kids. Paul Watson, devastating article, totally creepy. And then, again, the midwife, it says every week the government parent will take the child away for a meal. Let's talk about your parents. Are they smoking marijuana? Are they yelling at you? Because we're going to, and the kid doesn't know they're going to take the kid if the parents yell at them. There's no law, but they don't care. They have eugenics courts. And again, it's usually a pedophile, that's going to be there. I mean, Chevelle, who brought, kids to the royal family reportedly, he was a person that was allowed to take the kids from the parents. He liked to take care of them. He also liked to have sex with dead bodies. Maybe Watson, they'll teach the kids how to have sex with dead bodies.
Well, Alex, under Ceausescu's Romanian dictatorship, 15% of all the informants were children informing on their parents. And apparently Scotland is interested in using that template for their own system. Because you remember the story from last year about foster parents having 3 children taken away from them by the state because of their support for UKIP, which is a mainstream political party that just happens to oppose uncontrolled immigration into the United Kingdom. As a result of that, had their 3 foster children taken away. They were perfectly good parents in every other regard. Well, this is that on steroids, and it's going to be from birth. And it's already happening. They didn't even wait to pass it in Parliament like the named state guardian that you were just talking about. This is already in effect. It's called Getting It Right for Every Child. And it's a Scottish government programme where these midwives for parents that are having newborn babies are ordered to spy on the parents, listen to their conversations, give them tests if they, quote, respect and value diversity, and if they give due prominence to their racial, ethnic, and cultural heritage. So they're basically trying to use political hate speech, racism as they deem it, to ferret out these, extremist parents. And then if they raise alarm bells, if they raise a suspicion, they're then given another formal investigation. And if they're deemed to be, culturally insensitive or racist, then the state takes the baby away. And this is already happening across Scotland, not even a vote on it. It's Orwellian to the extreme.
No, I mean, this is the secret police who, again, are just going to use the foreigners to break down the country. and vote. And so the Scots are saying, no, I'm proud of being Scot. Your kids are gone, and they're going to be getting gang raped in a couple hours by the government. Literally, an army of pedophiles. Scotland, of course, is famous for their CPS to be pedophile run. Go ahead.
Well, and then there's a second part to it, which is going to be put up for a vote in the Scottish Parliament, which is the Children and Young People Bill. And that's going to ensure that every intimate detail of a child is recorded, stored on a central database. And then, as you said, a named state guardian is assigned to every single child, giving them access to the child, spying on the family. And then they actually get the child to fill out a questionnaire rating their parents from 1 to 10.
No. This is already going on in public schools here. And they put it in government databases while everything's on computer now. This is the state in your family, in your life. You would put up with this from no one but the government. Watson, I want to cover this more. We have a short Leanne McAdoo report where when you go to Walmart at your own risk, a guy married to a black lady has multiracial children, so they called Homeland Security on them, and Homeland Security responded, of course. So it's everybody. Anybody brown's a terrorist, anybody white's a terrorist. No, everyone's evil but the government. The government are the only good guys.
Wouldn't it be nice to have one product that replaces more than 10, saving you space, time, and money? HempUSA.org has a complete full-spectrum vitamin mineral detox formulation called Micro Plant Powder Gold. Micro Plant Powder Gold contains 101 vitamins, minerals, probiotics, and iodine. Has a 100-year shelf life and is a perfect addition to any storage shelter. Make Micro Plant Powder Gold your choice. Call 888-910-4367 or visit HempUSA.org today.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit, then carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Hi, Ted Anderson. I'm placing a silver dollar in a book explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
So, a natural disaster strikes, and out goes your power. You risk losing stored food in electric freezers and refrigerators. Your options: lose all that expensive food and medication, fire up a noisy gasoline-powered generator, or switch now to a propane or natural gas-powered refrigerator from Ben's Discount Supply. Ben'sDiscountSupply.com has a complete line of propane-powered refrigerators. Freezers in sizes ranging from a small camper cooler size up to a whopping 21 cubic foot refrigerator freezer or a 22 cubic foot deep freezer. In stock and ready to ship anywhere. Ben'sDiscountSupply.com also stocks a full line of solar-powered appliances to get you completely off the grid. Check out Ben'sDiscountSupply.com or call 800-771-7702. That's 800-771-7702. Or click Ben'sDiscountSupply.com for camping, home, or bug-out location. Bank on Ben'sDiscountSupply.com.
You prepare by purchasing gold, food, and firearms. But if you don't have a home security system, then you're missing a critical weapon in your arsenal for home protection. When you're sleeping or away from home, who's watching out for intruders? Check out Simply Safe. It's a new do-it-yourself home security system that is completely wireless. Go to GetSimplySafe.com. Simply Safe is independent and off the grid. It runs on battery power, so even if the grid goes down, you're protected. It's completely customizable, so you can use it in your home, business, boat, trailer, storage unit, or shed. GetSimplySafe.com. Simply Safe is also ridiculously easy to install yourself in under 20 minutes, so there's no need to let a stranger into your home. If you move or need to relocate, you can take the system with you wherever you go. You aren't always at home, but Simply Safe will stand guard, protecting your property 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Again, that's GetSimplySafe.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, if all of this authoritarianism with the social workers and the thought police seems familiar, it is. In Europe, the EU has hired most of the bureaucrats from the old Soviet Union. I've had members of the EU Parliament on naming them. And they brought in all of Eastern Europe, and the communists have been out of power for 15 years. They just put them all back in power in the EU bureaucracy. England, the UK is now under it. And we're going to keep watching until 5 after. Then our guest is coming in here dealing with censorship on Facebook. But they mean business. And the creepiness of the state coming into your house like you're guilty, like you've done something wrong. They started a pilot program a few years ago in all of the UK where 30,000 new children a year, of the 30,000 was the funding for it, have cameras put in the house the first month as if they aren't good to raise their kids. Everybody. They just randomly come and say, a camera goes in your house, no judge, no jury, no warrant. People comply with it out of fear. Now they're saying, we're going to expand it to everybody. And oh, by the way, your Connect or your, or your smart meter already does this, so it'll watch for us. They're phasing it in and then finding reasons to break up your family. The state wants your kids. Paul Watson, we're going to go to this Leanne McAdoo piece dealing with what's going on here with the Orwellian police state and the telescreens and the Walmarts. And then we're going to go back to you and get your take on how to fight this. Here it is. The piece.
Since 2010, Walmart has spearheaded a See Something, Say Something campaign by broadcasting 1984-esque messages from Homeland Security head Janet Napolitano that encourages Walmart shoppers to spy on each other.
Hi, I'm Janet Napolitano, Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. Homeland Security begins with hometown security.
That's why I'm pleased that Walmart is helping to make our communities more safe and secure. If you see something suspicious in the parking lot or in the store, say something immediately.
So it should be no surprise that police visited a father of 3 this weekend after he went to Walmart with his children to cash a check. Walmart security alerted authorities to a possible kidnapping of 3 young girls, all because the security guard thought it was strange that the girls weren't the same race as their white father. Police who were at his home when he arrived made the oldest child confirm that the man with them was their father. But this is not new. In 2009, a couple lost custody of their children when Walmart Photo Center employees alerted police to pictures they thought were akin to child porn. The photos were of the couple's children taking baths and being wrapped in towels. That couple is now in the midst of a lawsuit with Walmart. Back in 2010, when Big Sis became the head of the Walmartian Snoop Society, Alex Jones had plenty to say about the DHS's invasion into our lives under the threat of a terrorist attack.
Well, it's here. 1984 in America. This is the straw that breaks the camel's back. There is no doubt that we're in deep trouble as a society. The head of Homeland Security, Big Sis, Janet Napolitano, has now come out and announced that over 800 Walmarts in the next month are going to install telescreens at the checkout scanner with different federal orders to spy on the other people shopping.
But don't worry, as we reported in 2011, if you're one of the many good citizens that are reporting suspicious activity, Homeland Security wants to shield you from facing the consequences of misidentifying innocent behavior as extremism or terrorism. Of course, this will only encourage an army of ill-equipped citizen spies to report any behavior whatsoever, no matter how benign. See something, say something. Unless, of course, you're blowing the whistle on government corruption, and then, mum's the word. I'm Leanne McAdoo, and this has been an InfoWars Nightly News Alert.
Well, she nailed that report. Yeah, and then she comes in and plugs the fact that you can go to Infowars.com/show to see free audio and video feeds and the free podcast and the free iPhone, Android apps. We're going to come back and get Paul Watson's take on this. I love that new term, Walmartian Snoop Society.
You are listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
You prepare by purchasing gold, food, and firearms. But if you don't have a home security system, then you're missing a critical weapon in your arsenal for home protection. When you're sleeping or away from home, who's watching out for intruders? Check out Simply Safe. It's a new do-it-yourself home security system that is completely wireless. Go to GetSimplySafe.com. Simply Safe is independent and off the grid. It runs on battery power, so even if the grid goes down, you're protected. It's completely customizable, so you can use it in your home, business, boat, trailer, storage unit, or shed. GetSimplySafe.com. Simply Safe is also ridiculously easy to install yourself in under 20 minutes. so there's no need to let a stranger into your home. If you move or need to relocate, you can take the system with you wherever you go. You aren't always at home, but Simply Safe will stand guard, protecting your property 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Again, that's GetSimplySafe.com.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
All right, so when a Walmartian, that's a Walmart self-propelled stomach, calls the SWAT team on you because they see you buying a firearm at Walmart. No, that's happened. You buy a gun and then they call the police on you because you buy a gun. When someone falsely accuses you of something, now they're protected. You can't face your accuser. They won't get in trouble. And again, this is the essence of tyranny, the essence of evil. There's still a lot of common sense out there in law enforcement. That's why things haven't completely collapsed. But they're trying to train the police and the public to be good little Nazis, good little Soviets. Paul Watson joining us from the UK with Bilderberg coverage. Regardless of whether they let me in England or not, you're going to be there covering Bilderberg 2013, Infowars.com/Bilderberg for all the live feeds. There's already a ton of stuff on that site. Please pass that out to everybody you know, to the listeners out there. Because it's going to have all the coverage, the photos, the live streams, you name it. You just saw and heard Leanne McAdoo's report, speaking of Scotland. This is amazing to actually have the government embedded in every household. Everyone is guilty until their family's destroyed. It's not guilty until proven innocent of free speech. It's now guilty until we enslave you and destroy you because we are the weird control freaks that come by your house. I mean, this is just unbelievable. Will the UK, will Scotland stop this, or is this the end?
Well, they've already implemented some of it. With the named guardian, the government social worker for every child, that's in a bill called the Children and Young People Bill, which a lot of people are now starting to pay attention to, sign petitions against. So if that's defeated, it could derail the rest of it.
I'm not having any pot-bellied pedophile in my house.
Oh, no, you just tell them to stick it. I mean, people have got to stop putting up with this crap. Also got breaking Bilderberg news, though, if you want to hold me over, which is pretty big.
Oh, really? You have breaking? Start telling us. What is it?
Well, we've got the maps that have been released by the police for the access, for the road closures, for the pedestrians prohibited around the entire site of the Grove Hotel. And just as we said weeks ago, they're concentrating all the protesters into that little pen at the front entrance of the hotel. The back entrance of the hotel is all going to be blocked off. Nobody's going to be able to get anywhere near it. Part of the road is completely blocked off. They're going to have a police checkpoint. The rest
yeah, that's
of it,
where everybody's going to be coming in. I told you, Paul. And exactly. Guess how big the protest area is?
Not very big at all, according to what I'm told. Well, I mean, that's where they're going to come in. The authorities said, oh, we're going to facilitate your right to free press and protest. You're not, because they're all going to come in the back entrance. Nobody's going to see any Bilderbergers.
Well, look, I told the head cop, I said, I'm not planning on leading the demonstrations or anything, but it sounds like we're going to have to command the whole operation. Because, I mean, I know everything's going to happen. We'll just go wherever we want, on the side of the road, wherever. It's supposedly a free country over there. And I told him, I said, I'm going to go around the perimeter with a long lens and take photos of this non-existent meeting.
Well, they're closing it off under anti-terror guises when the real terrorists are inside. But they've also, the council, in its idiocy, because 1,000, 2,000 people are going to be descending on the scene anyway, they've rejected the planning application to hold this festival in a nearby park. So now you've got thousands of people descending to hear Alex Jones and David Icke speak, and they've got nowhere to go. So this moronic council has created a bigger problem for itself by rejecting this application.
Well, because the mayor said it's terrorism to protest. She said it's bad to protest, and I'm so honored to have Bilderberg. I mean, how dare them? This is North Korea. We don't allow protesting in Watford.
Well, exactly. Now the residents who live in the area have got to show their passport just to get down their own street. And I mean, either we do it the easy way or the hard way. The easy way is
so now the cops are not even going to let us try to get down main roads on public streets.
No, it's all blocked off or pedestrians prohibited. I'm looking at the maps
But
right
see,
now.
all we do is have the maps and get wherever they've backed it up. I mean, they're not going to be able to block it all off. And they're just going to show everybody how they're blocking free speech for this group of globalists. Stay there. I want to recap all this. We got a guest coming in studio, but I'm sure, stay there. Introducing Pro One. All of your filtration in one system, portable, on the go. No more do you have 2 or 3 filters to just reduce sodium fluoride. You have a system that cuts out the sodium fluoride and up to 95% of hydrofluorosilicic acid. Advanced manufacturing technology combines silver-impregnated white ceramic with new Aquamedics advanced media for removal of fluoride and other heavy metals, all in one filter element. It is the only one that does it, and out of the gates, we have it discounted at 10% off with promo code WATER. This is the only system that in one unit helps reduce or remove pesticides, herbicides, chloramines, ammonia, and chlorine, hydrofluorosilicic acid, the most common form of fluoride not covered by other fluoride filter brands, and sodium hexafluorosilicate. Get your Pro Pure with the new Pro One filter today at InfoWarsStore.com or by calling 888-253-3139.
You may be arrested and/or subject to other police action.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on Earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship, body scanners, sound cannons, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
There's been a disaster, and most of you don't even realize the serious concern for all of us. Alex Jones has warned you for years to get the most important supply you can for your liberty, freedom, and security, and that's food. We thought the danger was drought, or food diverted to our gas tanks, or food so expensive that we'd all need financial assistance to afford it, or our food being sold to other countries. But here's the most effective way you'll lose your liberty and security without a fight: government regulation. The do-it-yourself public services of many LDS Mormon food storage canneries can no longer be provided. This, along with the recent private gardening and farming regulations and additional government control of food supplies and resources, says food is the ultimate priority. eFoods Direct will provide free shipping on all food orders until further notice. Call 800-409-5633 or on the web efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
Crashing through the lies and disinformation. It's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are into hour number 3, and Andrea LaLama, a mother who has been speaking out very prominently around the world about GMO and its links to autism. She was in the march, I believe it was in Houston, against Monsanto trying to force their poison on us, and she put her photos of her and her children up on her own Facebook, and they suspended it, and they blocked it. And this is what they've been doing to people across the board. If you're anti-war, they do it. If you're Navy SEALs criticizing Obama, they shut down your site. If we put up pro-Second Amendment stuff, Thomas Jefferson quotes, they suspend our site. This is what they do. That's all coming up here in just a moment because it ties into what is hate speech. And Bill O'Reilly praising Facebook for shutting down free speech. I mean, what a degenerate. when it comes to the First Amendment. I mean, because I see it as degenerate to not support everybody's free speech, but they don't want a level playing field. Now, Paul Joseph Watson, one of our UK reporters, and obviously the editor at prisonplanet.com, he has big breaking Bilderberg news. I've talked to the head cop involved. In my experience, these guys will say that they're your friend, that it's all going to be great, they're going to give you an area to demonstrate, that everything will be fine, and then we read the local Watford paper with them saying the exact opposite. And the cop came off as very credible. But, I mean, that's what they do in their job, and it's there to protect the Bilderberg Group from the media, not for their safety. They've been indicted before for Lockheed Martin payoffs. They've been, I mean, this is criminal stuff goes on there. They'll decide what power plants are going to be allowed to stay open and what are going to be able to operate. I mean, that's how real money's made, is controlling the regulators to shut down your competition. That's why the third world can never get going, because they got fat cats there that don't let anybody operate but them, just like Ceausescu in Romania. And as the free market goes out the window to this monopoly fascism, using socialism on the grassroots, it's getting worse and worse. So I'm saying at Infowars.com/Bilderberg, whether they let me in the country or not. And I'm getting on a plane, I'll be there Monday. Because they block all sorts coming into England now. It's not a free country to a great extent. We will be at Bilderberg Group with Watson, his brother, and other reporters, you know, of other names not announced that are going to be there, period. We already have a presence in England, period. We already have 5 people in England, period. We're going to be there. And the police trying to block media, saying that you can't have a permit to rent property. What a free country. You have to get a permit to have an event to rent property. I mean, England, when you're in England, I'll be interviewing people on the street, and cops walk over and go, I'm putting you in a database of extremists. You're not allowed to talk to people in England. And I go, but you got cameras watching us. I can't have this camera. Move along, you'll be arrested. Yank. And you're like, wow, you're really free country. I mean, I've been in bad places in Mexico, and the cops aren't as bad as they are in England now. But it's all real polite. I'm just doing this for your safety. Let me see your papers. They'll be arrested immediately. More. And it's because they're imploding the country, folks, and overrunning it with third world populations who are then put in the positions of power. This is the takedown of where the Magna Carta came from. There was 1,000 years of wars trying to get some basic liberty in England. And then those ideas of the Magna Carta came here. And when Tony Blair got elected in 1996, 97, I'll never forget him in the BBC, he gave a speech and he said, it is my goal to remove the Magna Carta. And everyone went, ah! It'd be like saying, it is my plan to destroy the Bill of Rights. Yeah. Just the arrogance. We will abolish. Guys, type in, I bet even 15, 16 years later, it's still up. BBC, Tony Blair, we will abolish Magna Carta. And imagine, I will abolish all your freedom. Ah, yes, ah. And now you will get a permit to even be able to have a rally. Because, you know, group said, we want David Icke and Alex Jones to come speak. And I said, okay, I'll go speak at your event. And I said, if they even let you have it, I've read your so-called laws. They went, of course we'll be allowed to have an event. Oh, you think you will? What do you think you are, in a free country? Excuse me. Let's go to Paul Watson and then our guest. Paul, you've got an article coming out soon on Infowars.com with these maps, with these announcements. But I call for everybody. I call for everybody in England, even if they don't agree with us politically. I think it's great to have foreign bankers there, you know, buying their politicians and all of this, and in public paying for these, you know, criminals to, you know, not have the media cover them. Everyone in the UK needs to now go to Watford because the mayor is saying protesting is bad and protesting is criminal. I mean, my God, this woman needs to move to North Korea.
Well, as far as I understand it, Alex, from talking to the organisers, people like Steve Lee, that police liaison officer, have been friendly and helpful. This is coming from the higher level police and the Watford Council. And the Watford Council just needs to stop being silly, because you're going to get thousands of people descending on an event with nowhere to go. Do they want us all to mass at the gates of the Grove Hotel, which is, you know, like 10 feet across? It's not going to work. It's a public safety issue. And the fact that they've denied this application means that they're putting the public at risk. And as he said, this is taxpayer funded. This security operation with the police is taxpayer funded. So they've got a duty, a right. They owe it to the people who are going down there. They owe it to the residents who are now starting to complain. There's a residents meeting on Monday night to grant this approval for this site, for this Bilderberg Festival, because whether they do or not, everybody's going to turn up. You can guarantee it, and I don't think they realize that.
How dare you want to assemble? This is North Korea!
I reckon they think that it's just a few dozen hippies or something that are going to turn up. David Icke and Alex Jones on the same bill. That's never happened before. This is a reason for more people to go. If you were thinking about going, I mean, this should make the decision.
Well, what will happen is we'll go talk to farmers and people in the area. We'll have listeners there. In fact, we've already been emailed by farmers and people. We need to go through our emails and get the folks. And we'll just have a couple of alternate sites. We'll announce at Infowars.com/Bilderberg and at The Real Alex Jones on Twitter where the event will be. We'll have thousands of people show up for the speeches. And if they want to arrest everybody, that'll be even bigger international news. We're going to call Kim Jong-un there in Watford's bluff on this, Watson. And if they try to stop me from coming into the country, it's even bigger. We only lose when we don't resist their tyranny, Watson.
Well, exactly. I mean, this mayor right from the start said, oh, these protesters are going to cause disturbance, they're going to cause violence. She set their agenda right from the very start. That's completely unreasonable. This Watford Council needs to be reasonable, needs to accept reality that they've got thousands of people descending on their little town next week, and they need to grant the approval for this site. Otherwise, everybody's going to be in a tiny pen at the front gates of the Grove Hotel. That's not going to work. I mean, people are going to get crushed. There's a main road there. People are going to get run over. It's a massive public safety issue, and they haven't dealt with it, and they need to stop.
But by the way, Stan Lee, not the famous, billion-dollar cartoon guy of Spider-Man fame, but the British Stan Lee. He sounds completely convincing that he's a nice guy on the phone and a listener. So he's an Academy Award-winning liar. But I've got his emails here too, saying we're going to have a large area, we're going to support your free speech and the press. But now the paper's saying that's not the case. So what's going on here?
I think it was him that helped the organizers recommend the site of the park for the festival. So I think he's largely been helpful from the perception that I get. It's the council itself and the higher levels of the police that have cracked down on it. So we need Steve Lee to be. Well,
I got to be honest, Watson. I didn't want to go. You and my wife and others said you got to go. Jim Tucker just died because I mean, it's not. I'll have fun once I'm doing it, but it's not. I've been in enough demonstrations. I've confronted globalists enough. I'm sick of it all. But I said, you watch. They're going to act like total authoritarians and make this story for us, and they're going to do it. That's the thing about these evil people, is that they just think that they're going to dominate us and that's going to intimidate us, Watson, and it's going to be the opposite.
Well, I mean, they should learn from their colleagues over in Switzerland who didn't close any roads off. They allowed us free access all around the hotel. There was no incident apart from their fake little bomb threat that they set up. Nobody was arrested as far as I know. And this security crackdown, anti-terror.
And the police helped light torches for everybody as well. I mean,
exactly.
They were very helpful. The police wanted to. I'm sorry, go ahead.
We had a good relationship with the police in Switzerland. So if you want to draw more attention to Bilderberg, fine, go ahead, put up checkpoints, stop people from entering certain residential areas, stop people from putting events on in parks, and you'll only create a bigger story. If that's how they want to do it.
But look at how the Swiss have done nothing but like have liberty, and they've got money pouring out their ears, and their police hate the New World Order, and we're buying everybody drinks, compared to groveling to the corrupt globalists, and then they rob everything you've got.
Yeah, and we're paying for it as well. We're paying for the checkpoints and the show your ID and the bag searches and everything.
How long until you have an article with all these maps and stuff up at Infowars.com?
Straight after I've eaten my dinner.
All right, well done. I know it's late over there. Listen, get an article written. We're going to post it at Infowars.com/Bilderberg. And then, Watson, regardless, we're going to just go ahead and run this whole operation. People that want to listen to our directives can. We'll say where to go. We'll say what to do. And whoever's with us is with us. And I may be sitting here in Austin, Texas, if they don't let me get on that plane over there. But you'll be there regardless. And we will, I hope I get in. I'm not really, either way we win. So great job, Watson. And we'll talk to you soon, buddy.
All right, thanks, Alex.
We're going to go to break and come back with our guest for the balance of the hour, who flew in from Houston. We're very thankful for her doing that. Some of the other news up at Infowars.com. Maddow's ratings hit new lows following attacks on Alex Jones. She had one of the biggest plunges in her history. She's sinking quickly. I don't know if that did it, but I have a sneaking suspicion it did. Adam Kokesh calls for decentralized open source march on state capitals. Yeah, the headline, guys, is he also said he's canceled the federal march. So that's the big headline. We need to change. I'm not griping, but as the editor, I did say, as ghost editor, I said that's the headline I want. Government orders midwives to spy on racist parents. Tea Party strikes back against IRS, suing them. Entrapment, Asperger's teen, victim of war on drugs. All of that and more.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you love the way they fit. They put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond gusset jeans. Made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond gusset jeans got it, others don't.
Virtually anyone can hack your cell phone and track your calls, your texts, your emails, your every movement, but only if they can detect a signal. Stay one step ahead of hackers and Big Brother with a Blockit Pocket, a custom-made pocket infused with pure silver that creates a complete Faraday enclosure for your cell phone. For free shipping to the lower 48, visit blockitpocket.com or call 888-315-9618. blockitpocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it led back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Hi, Ted Anderson. I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Imagine waking one morning only to find your family shivering in the dark because you couldn't afford to pay your electric bill. That's closer than you think. You probably haven't heard about this yet because the liberal media has been suppressing what is fast becoming the most shocking news story of 2012. Obama's secret war on coal that could increase your already high power bill as much as 400% in coming months. As shocking as it sounds, it may well be just a matter of time before the lights start going out across America. But here's some good news. There's an underground video at exposed123.com that thousands of smart patriots have used to end their slavery to the corrupt electricity monopoly. The video at exposed123.com has already been banned by Google, and the liberal media is doing everything in its power to take it down and keep America in the dark. So watch it now at exposed123.com before it's too late. Again, that's exposed123.com.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey Water Filtration Systems. The Berkey Light Systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light System today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
And Andrea Lalama is a mother who became a certified homeopath, analyst, and independent researcher to help her own children. One formerly diagnosed with autism, now recovered, attending a regular school setting. And if you get on it early, folks, it's a cocktail. We'll talk to her about it, but I've had scientists, medical doctors on, of the pesticides, the GMO, the vaccines push it over the edge, especially in boys, because they say it's genetic. Well, yeah, it's genetic. Boys can't handle as much adjuvant and mercury. They don't have as strong a blood-brain barrier as women. And any medical doctor will tell you women are, at least in their physiology, are tougher than men. So women live longer. They can survive more bullet wounds, you name it. She created the website Holistic Approach for Autism.com to offer her professional services as a homeopath holistic consultant. Her expertise is autism. She also founded the Reversing Autism Foundation and the parents group Reversing Autism to help parents all over the world. And her Facebook is also linked up on the site. And now they've suspended or blocked people who posted the Monsanto March. Hundreds of these came in. Mike Adams wrote a story that was on Drudge over the weekend dealing with that. We're going to put that on screen here in a moment and show the photo that was censored. And then later we'll get into what happened to your child and how you're able to reverse it by the grace of God. But what a cute photo. There it is that they gave you a notice of and blocked. Organic food, it's my medicine. Biopesticides equals autism. Say no to GMOs. I mean, that's evil. I mean, you think this is a free country that you're going to post? You march in Houston, you're going to put that on your Facebook? How dare you, Mrs. Evil?
Oh, hi.
You want to apologize to Facebook? Because Bill O'Reilly says this is good that you were censored.
Hey, no. Hell no. I'm very upset that they block my children's pictures. They were protesting. Is their right? I believe in teaching the children by example, no by just telling them.
How do we know they're not with Al-Qaeda?
Oh, please.
Being sarcastic. No, I mean, this shows how screwed up this country is. So tell folks what happened.
I just explained my children what happened to them. They were diagnosed with autism. Now they are fine, and they perfectly understand anything you can explain to them. So I told them, I said, you guys were hurt by this biopesticide, by this food being contaminated, by these vaccines that has a lot of poison in it. And now that you guys are better, you got to fight for your food, because for my kids, truly, organic food is medicine. Autistic kids, if they don't eat organic food, they don't make it.
Explain what biopesticides are.
Well, the difference between chemical pesticides, it's that those were like extracts from plants or the other microbes, but it was like the byproduct of the production of plants.
Sure, BP corn and stuff grows about 1,000 times stronger poison fungus than is actually in it, just as one example. And of course, it kills the bugs, but we're supposed to eat it.
Well, the biopesticides is basically a genetic pollution. So it's 100 times more dangerous than just chemicals. Because with chemicals, your body can somehow methylate them, process them, and you can excrete them at to one point. But when you change with these biopesticides, the danger is that they are making epigenetic changes.
That's right. Well, there's been studies that show it's actually getting into the...
the genetic studies. I attend every single...
But I mean, if the BP kills the honeybees, why isn't it good for your children?
Exactly. Actually, the bees give me the answer, because it was amazing. God works in mysterious ways. I have to say.
Don't the bees deserve to die too?
They
might be with Al-Qaeda.
Definitely, they have to be, because this is ridiculous. I mean, everybody's with Al-Qaeda. Only the government and Monsanto are right. Everybody else is wrong.
That's right.
Everybody else is wrong.
Bill O'Reilly wants her on.
Okay. We have over 2.5 million children with autism. That means 2.5 million families out there that are saying, please stop putting poison in our food, please stop poisoning our children, and we're the cuckoos.
You are bad.
We are the bad ones.
Good.
And everybody else is okay, is correct, and we are the
You
wrong
want to
ones.
thank Mark Zuckerberg for taking your photos down?
Actually, yes. Thank you very much, Zuckerberg, because I'm here with Alex Jones, somebody that I've been admiring for the past 10 years of my life, for saying the truth. So thank you, Facebook, for blocking my children's pictures. You guys know they bully the wrong mama. They have no idea.
You're not just going to roll over and let them hurt other kids? How mean of you.
Oh, yeah. They think they can just run over all of us, all the mothers. I mean, every time we try to protest about our children's health, we go to Washington with signs and we protest against the vaccines.
But Monsanto's got the money to put all their lawyers in as the regulators.
Yes, and that's the
Who will win, the mothers or the Monsanto eugenicists? We'll be back with our guest straight ahead with Zuckerberg's Facebook censorship.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Now that we have moved into the winter season, there is an increased need to support our immunity and health. At Silver Lungs, we are committed to meeting your needs by providing a full selection of silver-based products. Our most popular silver-based products are the 32-ounce Nano Silver Solutions, our 2-ounce Nano Silver Nasal Applicators, as well as our all-natural silver soaps. Just released is our 100% natural silver gel. Our new silver gel is not based on synthetic gelling agents, which quickly evaporate and leave the silver at the surface. But rather, we have formulated our silver gel using the natural skin-nourishing chemistry of aloe vera to quickly penetrate and nourish the skin, while delivering the silver more effectively. Visit www.silverlungs.com and click on our store page to find what silver-based products are best for you. That's www.silverlungs.com.
Now is the perfect time to spring clean your body with Supernatural Silver, a non-toxic disinfectant for the body that can be used internally or externally. It helps the immune system by killing the bacteria, viruses, and mold that cause disease. This helps to reduce the workload of your already overworked immune system and allows the immune system to refocus its energy and recharge. Supernatural Silver can help combat over 300 different conditions, and it has the ability to kill over 143 types of bacteria, viruses, mold, and yeast. Supernatural Silver's patented technology includes advanced scientific research with over 180 scientific studies conducted at independent universities, hospitals, research institutions, and nursing homes to see how Supernatural Silver can change your life. Go to supernaturalsilver.com. Use the promo code SILVER2013 for 20% off and like us on Facebook.
You prepare by purchasing gold, food, and firearms. But if you don't have a home security system, then you're missing a critical weapon in your arsenal for home protection. When you're sleeping or away from home, who's watching out for intruders? Check out Simply Safe. It's a new do-it-yourself home security system that is completely wireless. Go to GetSimplySafe.com. Simply Safe is independent and off the grid. It runs on battery power, so even if the grid goes down, you're protected. It's completely customizable, so you can use it in your home, business, boat, trailer, storage unit, or shed. GetSimplySafe.com. Simply Safe is also ridiculously easy to install yourself in under 20 minutes, so there's no need to let a stranger into your home. If you move or need to relocate, you can take the system with you wherever you go. You aren't always at home, but Simply Safe will stand guard, protecting your property 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Again, that's GetSimplySafe.com.
I'd like to share a revelation that I've had during my time here. It came to me when I tried to classify your species. I realized that you're not actually mammals. Every mammal on this planet instinctively develops a natural equilibrium with the surrounding environment, but you humans do not. You move to an area and you multiply, and multiply until every natural resource is consumed. And the only way you can survive is to spread to another area. There is another organism on this planet that follows the same pattern. Do you know what it is? A virus.
And Mr. Anderson,
human beings,
we're going to feed you pesticide, Mr. Anderson.
The cancer of this planet.
We're going to soft kill you, Mr. Anderson.
We
You understand that, Mr. Anderson?
Resistance to tyrants is obedience to God. It's Alex Jones.
Andrea Lalama is here with us. I want to hear about Facebook censoring you. Of course, you have the screenshots of it. We got hundreds of emails, people showing how it happened to them. It's happened to us where they've suspended our account. They've terminated other people's accounts when we sent out a Thomas Jefferson meme that if it gets picked up and as big, it was a quote about, how guns restrain evil everywhere. And they just, you can't have that. That makes too much sense. They want to use social networks at Bilderberg and everything to control us. They don't want us using it the other way around. But as Facebook censors, more and more people are leaving it. But, I want to get into how you were able to reverse this in your child and the info you learned, because I've seen a lot of success, people detoxing, getting on organic food. It's an autoimmune response in the gut. There's a cocktail of things with the spectrum disorders, obviously, and you're more of an expert on it than I am because you've lived it. I noticed the accounts they suspended were particularly of the march. They did not want people unified as humans together. They want us, in our free speech zones or at home dying from cancer. So break down how they censored you and what's happened since then.
When I came back home from the march, I was very excited. I wanted to share this in my private page and in my public page. I have two Facebook pages. And the public page, when I posted there, I also shared with Natural News Facebook, and the moment I did that, Natural News liked the picture and they reposted. The moment they did that, I was blocked.
Oh, that's good. Evil-free association.
Right.
I mean, you were sharing photos of a march. That's evil, yeah.
Well, they did. They knew that Natural News has a bigger network, I guess.
Thank God they were watching you. Thank God they were watching you.
They didn't care much when I put it on mine, but they care a lot when I start sharing with.
No, they have built-in metrics when something's going viral. That's when they slap it down.
Yeah, so they blocked me, and I got really upset, but I wanted to have evidence of what was happening because it was so unfair that I recommend this to do all the people on Facebook. If Facebook starts sending you these weird messages that you are blocked for no reason.
They told Darren McBreen he couldn't use his for, I think it was 3 weeks, because he said something mildly political, and they said, the way for you to get friends is not be political. And again, people say, well, it's their own site, let them do it. No, they advertise like it's free and open for free speech.
They don't want us to speak about
false
anything.
Advertising. Facebook is a giant criminal operation. People ask, why are we on Facebook? Those are all fan pages people created. We're there to use their enemy operation against them.
Exactly. I mean, the same thing, people wrote me and says, just quit Facebook. Facebook is not public. I'm like, no, I want to use these against themselves.
Well, they buy up. Google has bought 3 ad companies we've used. And people say, well, don't use Google. They buy everything we use.
Exactly. And at this moment, we don't have really good...
You made Facebook. It's supposed to be your info. Exactly. You're sharing it. And then they go, we're going to tell you what you can put. And at first it's like porn, killing, blah, blah, blah. No, actually, sites saying kill Tea Partiers or stuff like that, that's okay. You're just not allowed to say, hey, Zuckerberg calls us dumb effers.
But what really upset me, Alex, is that they are making claims that is completely false. They sent me this message saying that my pictures were abusive. That's sickening. I mean,
they always turn it around. You're abusive, showing your children at a march with signs. Let's put the thought crime on screen.
This is what is wrong. I mean,
you're bad. No, I agree. You're bad.
Yeah, I'm bad. Is abusing. There he goes. And so what I did is I did a screenshot, and this is what I recommend people to do. Make a screenshot because it's the only way you can prove.
Show the shot of her kids again, folks. Show them the evil. Just imagine the abuse of that.
Yeah, it's insane.
Your children at a political march.
Abusive.
I mean, they should be at home watching video games, eating GMO.
Yeah. And,
you want to apologize to Mark Zuckerberg for your... You need a state minder.
Actually, all these, the more they fight us back, the more we are going to resist. And the more we resist, the better world we can have. I mean, I encourage the mothers to always continue to fight for their children, do what is right. And if Facebook is stopping us from letting the world know that our kids has been hurt by these pesticides and companies that are producing these poisons, They have to fight. They have.
We're going to get into that, but have they reinstated your page?
Actually, this is amazing. After 24 hours of you guys picking up my story, I think they were. Sorry, my French. They were pooping their pants. In case some kids.
They were Janet Napolitanoing their pants.
They immediately turned me back on, and I start posting in another.
We call that a Queen Elizabeth II, but they were Queen Elizabeth II. Now expanding on that. Well, don't just think Mike Adams at naturalnews.com or Infowars.com. The mighty DrudgeReport.com picked it up.
Yes, I hear that.
Isn't that good that he stands up for free speech?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, let me tell you.
He's kind of evil, too.
Listen to you, Alex, and Mike, and read the Drudge Report. For me, is to be in an oasis. I mean, oasis. It's so hard to find people here that can think.
Oh, evil oasis, yeah.
I feel like I'm surrounded by zombies. It's horrible.
You do seem like you're pretty alive.
I am. I
like that.
If you cut my arm, I got blood in my veins.
Yeah.
I bleed. But people here.
Are you seething with life?
Yeah. It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating, Alex. I've talked to parents and I try to make them aware of this, and they don't understand how important the food is. They have no...
Their children are being assaulted. I've got Eco-Science written by the White House Science Czar, and I've got Memorandum 200 by Kissinger. This is a plan. They brag. They're doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, because, we joke around, but you woke up, you said no. Tell us about your two children. We'll put them back up on screen. You don't have to say their names if you don't want to, but tell us.
Yeah,
tell us. Was it your older boy that had the autism that you were able to reverse?
Actually, yes. My older son was diagnosed with very profound autism, but my second son... by the time I took him for the evaluation, he was borderline because I already started treatments on him. So
how did you figure out it was the bioweapon in the food and other things?
Because God's speed, it was God all the way. I have never even heard the word autism before my kids were struck with it, and things. I prayed really, really hard, and I said, "Dear Lord, show me the way. I don't need a miracle. I know it's going to be hard. I'm going to learn. It's going to be tough. I'm willing to take it. Please forgive me for mistakes I have done. Help me, show me the way I can repair this. Just show me the way." And he did. And as soon as my son got diagnosed, I met this amazing mother. Her name is Dana Gorman. Thank you, Dana. I will forever be thankful to you if you're listening. Did
she tell you it was the GMO in the shots?
No, she basically took me to the right people. And those people made me understand that my kids had a tremendous impairment detoxifying. And when you look that, if you Google that, if you really do a good job finding that out, what can cause that, you will find out that our biopesticides and mostly chemicals will damage.
Yeah, not only are the plants are designed to be able to have toxins sprayed on them and live, so that bioaccumulates, but then the big deal is a lot of them have their own natural pharmacological crop growing their own toxins, so bugs can't eat it.
Exactly.
But then it's supposedly safe for us.
Well, what happened also is, thanks God, I have the ability to travel to, as you know.
Yeah, other countries aren't having this autism.
Exactly. So that's how I figured
America's cursed.
That's how I figured out. People, you need to know this. I mean, if you go to Costa Rica, people doesn't even know what
they don't have the breast cancer at 3,000% up. They don't have the autism.
10,000 autistic.
Yeah, no.
Not like here.
They don't have the plagues because they don't have Bill Gates.
They don't have Monsanto.
But Bill Gates is knocking on the door. He's on their board. He's coming though.
Yeah.
He wants in. He wants to help you.
The difference is that over there, people are educated. They are fighting back, even when the government.
No. They're extremist and bad. They don't love Bill Gates.
They are truly fighting back. I mean,
why don't they trust Bill Gates? He loves them.
It's because they have.
Don't they want to die like Don't they want to be like us?
Education makes a big difference.
Don't they want to die like us?
No, they don't. They don't. They actually it's pretty pathetic because we've been there in that country with my husband, and sometimes we've said people, "Come on with us to America," and they said, "What for?" I mean, because when you have an educated population and they are content, they are happy. They don't need to be ultra mega billionaires. when you have a couple of millions, you can be happy.
Sure, people have been overrun in the third world, but they're even more awake because they've been screwed so much. They understand it. But I mean, specifically, what did you do then to reverse it in your son?
Well, by traveling, I started noticing there was a common denominator about the children with autism. And it kept pointing me to food. And I said, what is in the food? And I found out it was these biopesticides.
Oh, it's what the White House Science Czar said?
Yeah, actually, I was amazed that in 1991, when I was pregnant, 2001, when I was pregnant with my son, I was eating Taco Bell. I didn't know better. And,
Taco Bell loves you.
And what happened is Monsanto at that time, they sold a Starlink corn that it was not for human consumption.
You know, they even admit that hurts you. But what's wrong with that?
Well, it wasn't Taco Bell.
What's wrong with Starlink?
So,
I mean, it kills farm animals. Why not eat it? Starlink admittedly kills people. Why not die?
Well, you guess what they did? If I can show you papers that instead of destroying, they gave it to the World Health Organization, and they went and they gave it to poor countries.
Well, they want to help Africa.
Help the poor people.
Help Africa,
they gave it to Costa Rica, but Costa Rica has such an educated population. They actually studied.
Send it to Africa.
They actually destroyed it.
Yeah, well, the Japanese are destroying it, too.
And they sue back United States for sending poison to the...
Sure, well, Starlink itself, she's not just saying that. Starlink, they admitted, was even killing farm animals.
Yeah, So that's what...
But again, what's wrong with dying? I mean, Bill Gates...
We're the crazy
There's too many of us. What's wrong with... Just die. Bill Gates is better than you.
No, and another thing is the mainstream media is saying, we don't know what causes autism. We don't know. But it's environmental. Okay, it's environmental. Hello? Biopesticides is environmental.
Hey, hello, the U.S. leads the world in every type of cancer, brain damage, lowering IQs, obesity, diabetes. And then in the rats, GMO does that to them. And wow, 2 + 2 = 4. No wonder Scamberg doesn't want your info out. Because let me tell you, Scamberg, he isn't eating any GMO.
No. In the White House, they are eating organic food. I mean, people can Google these articles, you know.
What's wrong, though? I mean, don't we want a 3,000... Where are you originally from?
From Ecuador.
Why doesn't Ecuador want a 3,000% increase in breast cancer? Isn't that fun?
Yeah, I mean, over there, actually the new constitution, the new president put in the constitution, no GMOs allowed in the country. In the constitution.
And then Monsanto always gets caught sneaking them in.
Yes,
because they want to infect everything, because they're nice people.
They're trying really hard. So it's pretty sad because people are aware, and I believe, you see, I like to have a little bit more faith in Americans. I've seen people rallying with us. I mean, the rally was at least 500 to 1,000 people where I was.
And they had like 400 plus rallies.
And it was no coverage. It was no support from the mainstream media. So
because they're all told not to. Let me tell you something. But here's how much it changed. He died last year. Great guy, Derry Brownfield, icon in broadcasting, 400 and something affiliates. He would criticize Monsanto, even though he's a major landowner, rich guy, sold Learfield Communications for a ton of money. He was doing that radio show because he wanted to. He was a rich guy. You know, made his own money as a rancher up in Missouri. More Texan than a Texan. He's a great guy. And he had a partner in his company. And a lot of this is off record, but he's been dead now for a year. And I'm just going to say this. I mean, part of it came out. They were told, listen, you can keep your 400 affiliates. You can keep all this money you're making. Stop talking about Monsanto, just mildly. And he said, I'm not. Sold off his piece, started his own deal to tell the truth, and didn't even make a big deal out of it. But that's what the kind of stuff Monsanto does. Now, 5 years ago, they did that. The issue is that now everybody's speaking out against them. They used to really try to stop people. They can't stop everybody. And let me tell you, these reporters that follow orders not to cover it, you're going to have your kid in a year or two, and when they're brain damaged, you're going to get them off GMO, you're going to become a listener, you're going to know we told you the truth, or maybe you won't fully reverse it. I'm sad. You won't fully reverse it from the, you know, taking the shots and the GMO, but you'll reverse part of it, and you'll see me on the street and cry. This happens all the time, and say, "Oh, I got fired after I tried to report, but at least my child can now talk." And you'll grab me and start crying on the side of the street. See, I wish you'd listen before you cry, because let me tell you, this is all real. Go ahead.
Exactly. I mean, I'm tired of hearing the parents over these past 10 years. Let's create autism awareness. I'm like, we need to create awareness how to prevent autism.
Same deal. It's always find a cure for breast cancer, cut your breast off, not why is it exploding?
Doesn't make any sense. I mean, what's wrong with people?
It's like I went, and everywhere I go, we have to give money for prostate cancer or breast cancer. I'm like, well, actually, I actually do give money to groups that are, exposing the GMO. But I mean, it's incredible. The groups all make money off killing the women.
No, and every time that there is these epidemic diseases like autism, instead of making groups, big foundations and making awareness of how to prevent that happen, why they keep doing like let's make cancer awareness, autism awareness, diabetes awareness? I mean, what's up with the awareness of making people know that people are sick? The awareness should be how to prevent. Let's make awareness.
How dare you reverse this with your sons? How dare you go all over the world trying to warn people? How dare you? You should be out at you're a nice looking lady. You should be out at a swimming pool posing right now and having fun and being decadent and not caring. You could probably have institutionalized your son. Hell, the Center for the Bioethics Journal says you should have just, now just kill your son if he was autistic. Why don't you try to legalize post-birth abortion? You could just kill your sons, and once the government legalizes it, that would be the trendy thing to do.
Alex,
that would give Bill Gates more money and let him run things.
My neurologist.
You're an extremist. You should lobby to have, like Dr. Peter Singer is calling for, to have the government kill autistic children.
That's what they want. That's what they hope for.
Oh, no, that's the plan. They're going to be showing me that's what they're going to do. But, I mean, how dare you? We need death. Thank you, Bill Gates. Murder me, Bill.
Hi, my name is Annette, and due to menopause symptoms for nearly 2 years, I suffered severe hot flashes, which prevented me from sleeping all night. It was so hard to work because I continued all day to have the hot flashes from hell. I was exhausted and depleted. After only 3 weeks on One World Way, I have no hot flashes, and I'm sleeping normally again. I feel energized and strong. This is an amazing product.
It is a little-known fact that every single cell of your body is supposed to produce 10% of its protein content as glutathione. But due to toxicity and aging, it does not. Could glutathione be a missing factor in optimal cell function for your entire body? If you restore the optimal glutathione levels in your cells, especially your glands and organs, then as a result, your glands and organs work better. Imagine the quality of life improvement you might have. To order One World Way, call 888-988-3325. That's 888-988-3325. Or visit oneworldway.com. That's oneworldwhey.com.
There's been a disaster, and most of you don't even realize the serious concern for all of us. Alex Jones has warned you for years to get the most important supply you can for your liberty, freedom, and security, and that's food. We thought the danger was drought, or food diverted to our gas tanks, or food so expensive that we'd all need financial assistance to afford it, or our food being sold to other countries. But here's the most effective way you'll lose your liberty and security without a fight: government regulation. The do-it-yourself public services of many LDS Mormon food storage canneries can no longer be provided. This, along with the recent private gardening and farming regulations and additional government control of food supplies and resources, says food is the ultimate priority. eFoods Direct will provide free shipping on all food orders until further notice. Call 800-409-5633 or on the web efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
Hello, this is Ty Bollinger, author of the best-selling book, Cancer, Step Outside the Box. I want you to know some very important information. In 1985, President Ronald Reagan requested that Carnivora be sent directly to the White House at a time when only the president could obtain this world-class healer. Now, 27 years later, Carnivora capsules are used around the world to keep people healthy. Now you can protect yourself and your loved ones in this age of superbugs with 17 naturally occurring compounds that instinctively respond to abnormal cells only without harming a single normal cell. If you want to stay healthy, now's your chance to literally wake up your critical immune cells to attack harmful invaders that don't belong in your body. Call 1-866-VENUS-FLY or order from carnivora.com. That's carnivora.com. That's 1-866-836-8735, 1-866-VENUS-FLY, or visit carnivora.com. Protect your immune system. It's the only one you've got.
You can run on for a long time, run on for a long time, run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down.
You know, I do this sarcastic banter back and forth because things get me. But we're going to go into overdrive with Andrea LaLama about 20, 30 minutes into the next hour. Some stations carry the fourth hour. Some don't. Everybody can find this public service announcement that's going on at Infowars.com/show. That has the free audio and video feeds, the podcast, the free iPhone, Droid apps, everything. Infowars.com/show. Don't forget, we're running 15% off on ProPure water filters as long as supplies last at InfoWarsStore.com, and that purchase supports us. Promo code WATER15, and the new June issue, Bilderberg Special Edition of the magazine is in. My wife called up, and we do that fun banner. Everybody's laughing out there. And she goes, let that lady talk. And my wife never does that, but I do get a little bit obnoxious sometimes. But, hey, don't argue with success, folks. Now, you listen to the show. It's all right. But seriously, we're going to do some overdrive because I want you to really get into it. But right now, before some stations leave us, give out your websites, Facebook, all that stuff, and talk about briefly how you reversed it. You went and studied that other countries don't have this. You found out what happened. How fast did it reverse it in your sons?
It took me at least 5 years to reach the point that my son can actually talk back to me in sentences on his own. It took me 5 years because I was applying everything I was learning as it goes. So when my second son developed autism, it was faster for me because I already knew what to do. So actually, I was able to help another mother that has triplets with autism, 3 girls with autism. And I thought it was going to be a very difficult task because the girls are 7 years old when they came to ask me how I did it and how she can do it. So I taught the mother how to do it. That's my job. That's what I do, is I teach people because that's the only thing the law allows me to do. I can share my information legally. So so I taught her how to do it, and she did it. And that was amazing. And she was able to reverse the autism in 2 of her triplets in like a year and a half, and they were substantially recovered so they can go back to school and attend regular setting. And the third one, it had a slower pace, and then but she continued to recover. You see, the recovery rate on each kid is different. You can't, because it depends of how much damage has been caused by the biopesticides, how many epigenetic changes those children have. You see, autism, it's an intracellular damage. And it's not impossible to reverse that, but it takes a lot of effort.
And we shouldn't have to go through all the trouble to avoid this. It should be illegal everywhere. We're not crossing some plants or something. They're growing pesticide in them.
Well, Alex, if you're Christian, like many people are, and you understand that God wrote in the Bible that he doesn't want us to destroy his creation.
Don't mix the seed.
Don't mix the seed. It's written in the Bible. I think this is the original sin. Is the worst possible thing the humans can do is crossing a species. This is a natural laws that God established. We should respect this. Okay, stop of offending God. Stop is enough.
But Monsanto thinks it's God, and look at the abominations it's building.
Well, let's be fair. And it's not just Monsanto. It's Syngenta, it's DuPont, it's Down. I mean, I know I promised my husband not to mention names, but we gotta talk. I mean, this is enough. Our kids are being killed. I don't see the difference from having a child with profoundly autistic and a child that you lose, that it dies.
Well, I mean, the studies are there that with a lot of these GMOs, it's hurting the rodents. And then we know our numbers are exploding. It's vaccines, it's a lot of stuff. And absolutely, it's time to go all the way against these people. And if they want to fight, they're going to get one. Because they are assaulting us. They gave us Agent Orange. What is their next? They're going to tell us that's good? We'll be right back. Overdrive, Infowars.com/show to find the video feed.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
There's been a disaster, and most of you don't even realize the serious concern for all of us. Alex Jones has warned you for years to get the most important supply you can for your liberty, freedom, and security, and that's food. We thought the danger was drought, or food diverted to our gas tanks, or food so expensive that we'd all need financial assistance to afford it, or our food being sold to other countries. But here's the most effective way you'll lose your liberty and security without a fight: government regulation. The do-it-yourself public services of many LDS Mormon food storage canneries can no longer be provided. This, along with the recent private gardening and farming regulations and additional government control of food supplies and resources, says food is the ultimate priority. eFoods Direct will provide free shipping on all food orders until further notice. Call 800-409-5633 or on the web efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
Coast to coast, direct from Austin. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Andrea LaLama is our guest, and she's here to be interviewed tonight by Mike Adams, who's hosting InfoWars Nightly News. You can find Showtime's info streams, all of that at prisonplanet.tv. Coming up the next segment, I'd forgotten, she's the lady that went and got tests done, the epigenetics. Monsanto came in with threats. I mean, this is just amazing. And like she said, you know, Monsanto's not the only group. It is... Monsanto is just now kind of like saying search engines or Google. It's kind of the term you use just to describe genetic engineering. But getting more into traveling around the world, what will people find on your website, holisticapproachforautism.com?
Well, in the website, I describe my experience with my children, how they develop autism, how they recovered. I also... put a lot of my hypotheses, a lot of my research is there. People can find out how I discovered to help my son with natural herbs and extracts and things that truly work, and it won't harm the children. Because when my son got diagnosed, the first thing I was offered by my neurologist was Ritalin, Concerta, I mean, and you name it, just pharmaceutical drugs to dope my son because they... That
makes the brain shrink, the heart expand.
Exactly.
Lowers IQ. What's wrong with that?
I asked them, I said, is this stuff going to cure him? And they said, no, but he's going to be manageable. I'm like, I don't want to manage him. I want to cure him. He wasn't born that way. I have footage, video that can prove it to you that my son was developing normally until he got these 5 shots at once that trigger his autism. Because you see, once you have epigenetic changes by this poison, by these pesticides in your food, then all you need it's these triggers like vaccines that are more poison that your body can't defend from it anymore. You can create antibodies, you can detoxify from the mercury, all these pathways that we have inside are broken. And that's why our kids are developing autism. And that is being proven with genetic testing. So I was trying to prove this at that time, hypothesis based on research, of course, but hypothesis because I have not been able to take my son to a lab and getting tested and prove the world and say, hey, here it is. You see, I show you. So what happened is I contact 3 different laboratories and I tried to do that. Trust me, I fought so hard to prove people that our kids are being hurt by this.
But they'd already been called. You don't test these kids.
Exactly.
Because we love you.
Exactly. I mean,
we're going to tell the story when we come back from break, but like give people a kind of an idea of what happened.
They are freaked out. That's basically the point. I mean, laboratories are intimidated, but who knows who, that we cannot even test our children's stools or blood to find if they have Bt toxin or pesticides in their system.
Because that's patented, just like the breast cancer gene.
Exactly. So you cannot touch it. You cannot investigate this stuff.
But that's bull. I mean, they can say
the poison.
Well, it was kind of like their crops infect other crops. You prove you bought your seeds. They infected you, but the court rules against you. Now you want to show that it's in your child's bloodstream. these chemicals and things, and they say, that's our chemical, you can't test for it. I mean, that total violation of common law. That's pure bull.
Exactly.
Like if somebody patented cyanide and then you were poisoned with it, you can't test for cyanide now.
And when you go to other foreign countries to do these tests, like I was thinking to do, then it's completely denied here in the United States. As soon as if I do something like that, they will start discrediting because it's not officially made in.
But tell people what the one test you did get done did. I can't mention the name of the group when we come back. But ladies and gentlemen, the system is. I sit up here and joke about this because it actually hurts me. So it's gallows humor. There's no doubt we're under a plague. There's no doubt we've had 53 million abortions. There's no doubt we've gone from 1 in 25,000 with autism to 1 in 50-something. There's no doubt cancer rates are all exploding. There's no doubt diabetes is exploding. There's no doubt that whatever's going on, whether it's on purpose or not, is hurting us. And we know it's on purpose. The globalists are eugenicists. They're obsessed. These big GMO companies on record don't serve their own stuff in their own cafeterias. Their scientists won't eat it because they're eugenicists, ladies and gentlemen. They know full well what they're doing. Introducing Pro One. All of your filtration in one system, portable, on the go. No more do you have 2 or 3 filters to just reduce sodium fluoride. You have a system that cuts out the sodium fluoride and up to 95% of hydrofluorosilicic acid. Advanced manufacturing technology combines silver-impregnated white ceramic with new Aquamedics advanced media for removal of fluoride and other heavy metals, all in one filter element. It is the only one that does it, and out of the gate, we have it discounted at 10% off with promo code WATER. This is the only system that in one unit helps reduce or remove pesticides, herbicides, chloramines, ammonia, and chlorine, hydrofluorosilicic acid, the most common form of fluoride not covered by other fluoride filter brands, and sodium hexafluorosilicate. Get your Pro Pure with the new Pro One filter today at InfoWarsStore.com or by calling 888-253-3139.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey Water Filtration Systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at GoBerkey.com. That's GoBerkey.com today.
Your home alarm works after an intruder is inside your home, but real home security begins before intruders enter. Burglaries and home invasions are at an all-time high, and crime is skyrocketing in rural and suburban areas. 85% of break-ins are through a door, and police response is often greater than 20 minutes. You can't afford to wait that long. Stop burglars with police-tested and recommended Easy Armor from Armor Concepts. Easy Armor keeps intruders out, it's barely visible, and installs easily. Easy Armor reinforces the door's weak points, comes in 3 colors, and is guaranteed to stop kick-ins. Get Easy Armor now and get peace of mind. Order by calling 888-58-ARMOR. That's 888-582-7667. Or go to easyarmor.net, spelled EZARMOR.net. Special offer only available to GCN listeners. Ask about it when you call for your Easy Armor today from Armor Concepts. Ultimate door security made easy.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Andrea Lalama, a mother who heads up Holistic Approach for Autism.com. She's one of the, I'd say, top 10 people out there, mothers, really leading the fight, exposing that there's hydrofluorosilicic acid in the water, there's GMO in the food that grows its own pesticides. Now, there's major studies that have come out just recently saying, it is epigenetic. It is getting into the DNA. It is leaking out of the gut. No kidding. I mean, I saw an article in the Washington Post last year, I covered probably 5 times on air, that had a headline where farmers are violating GMO planting rules and not planting a refuge for the bees and insects so that they'll have something to eat and not all die. I mean, they spray sodium fluoride on the crops to kill the bugs. It bioaccumulates, so it's a cocktail. So the vaccines go over the top, and then you add all this other stuff into it. It is a cocktail, and they know this is going on. The globalists, they avoid it. Let's turn her mic on. So in this segment, I'm going to give you the floor. Break down what you discovered, the mercury, how it all ties together, what's going on, the labs you went to get it tested, and what Monsanto did. Break it down.
Well, basically, our Almighty helped me by letting me see the bees dying in my backyard. Suddenly, I had hundreds and hundreds of bees coming and dying in my backyard. And I was like, what is going on? So I started researching about the bees, and I discovered they have this neurotransmitter called octopamine. And I thought, what if the humans also have this octopamine, and our children has it, and they are being affected by this? So I contacted a couple of scientists, friends of mine, and they said, you know, Andrea, I never heard about it. I never knew about it. And I went to UCLA Medical Center.
They're just trying to put it on screen, and I was trying to get them to shrink it.
There it is. People can go to, they can just type reversing autism, one word altogether, and it will send them to my page, which is Holistic Approach for Autism.
Keep going, keep going.
And they can read there that octopamine is a neurotransmitter that is actually the main neurotransmitter the bees use for communication. The bees weren't dying. The CCD, the colony collapse disorder, basically is that the bees go foraging and they never come back home. And that's how I see autism. Our kids...
And I was reading, you developed this theory even before the German university did, and they've now found in several studies that indeed certain types of BT corn are directly linked to the bees just not knowing where they are. And just...
Oh, exactly. The bees don't know. It's autism. I'm sorry, but the bees are getting autistic.
No, sure.
It's the same pattern. So that's why I believe God was in my side, because when I started studying the bees, I kept an open mind. I was not trying to make my hypothesis to fit and find something to corroborate what I was thinking. I totally went with a brain totally blank and not thinking about what I'm going to find, just research. And I find out that the biopesticides needed to fool the bees to eat the biopesticides, because the bees are so smart that a few got sick, they went back to the colony and says, don't go there, that field is full of poison. But also...
They're smarter than us.
Absolutely. And what happened is not just the bees were doing that, but other...
farm animals won't eat GMO.
Other insects were doing the same thing. So what these corporations that are doing biopesticides are doing is they create these mercury fungicides and mercury pesticides to make them kind of like drunk. So when the insects fly to the field, they get first drunk and then they get the biopesticide. So
that's what the fluoride does to us. Makes us drunk, and then they kill us so we don't notice. Very loving. No, they're killing us the same way. Yeah,
horrible. No. I mean,
very loving.
The correlation of what they are doing to the insects to what they are doing to our children, it's horrible. It's exactly the same thing. So what happened is that once the bees get all this mercury and they get intoxicated by acetylene, as one of the ones they use, they can read the whole in detail with the chemical names and what I found it and with references and everything. And then they lose this octopamine, which is the main neurotransmitter for communication. So when they come back to their home, their field that they make it, they can't communicate to the other bees that something is happening.
Just like YouTube now breaks us into subgroups so we can't communicate.
Well, like
it's dumb us down, lock us down, starts hardcore soft killing, don't let us communicate. Yeah.
You see, when you have a normal child like me, Alex, and you see this child out of the blue start losing its words, the words that he was speaking before, you know what it is for me not to hear my son calling me mom ever again? He couldn't even say mom.
Wow.
Okay? He lost it. He lost it. He couldn't ask for food. He was starving, and he couldn't say, I'm hungry. And then when...
Well, Andrea, there's too many people. We got to do something.
That's what I'm here. That's why I'm here for. And I really appreciate you supporting
But I'm playing the part of Bill Gates. There's too many people. You know, we've got to get rid of your children. And my answer is, how about he gets... Yeah. Well, how about Bill Gates gets off the planet?
Exactly, die. You know, with all the money he has, he can make his own little rocket and send himself to living Mars.
That's a good idea, actually. Yeah. Like the Phantom Zone.
Exactly.
General Zod. Okay, keep going.
All these elites should do that. Just go with the elites.
I think they're actually planning that.
Then leave.
Elysium,
leave us alone. This world would be so much happier if they just take a rocket and go to the freaking moon. I bet you the moon is going to spit them out. I mean, it's
well, the real proof is they've all written books bragging they would do this 30, 40 years ago. Now they're doing it. They're here, and everywhere they're in control, this is happening. Where they're not in control, it's not happening.
Well,
I mean, Amish who won't do this, no autism. People eating the GMO, taking the shots, total autism.
Exactly. So
well, keep going with what you found. Tell us about the people you try to get tested.
Well, what happened is after I find out all these answers for my child, I start putting on the internet. I create this Yahoo group, health group, Reversing Autism. And the mothers there says, oh, please, Andrea, what do we do? And I start sharing, and it says, listen, we need to prove that our kids has this. Help me out. There's a lab that is willing to test our kids. So I said, all right. We wait for them to call us back. 2 weeks went by. They didn't call me back. So I put the mothers, come on, moms, you rock. Help me here. Call. This is the number. Fill the answer machine. Make them call us back and explain to us why they are not testing our kids. Like they agreed to do it. So the mothers rock. You see, mothers with autistic kids will do anything.
They're battling back against the General Zod. So what happened next?
Well, the laboratory called me back, and off the record, that's why I'm not mentioning their name. Off the record, they say, Andrea, Monsanto said that this belongs to them, is their patents. We cannot test your son for these proteins in himself. We could get in a legal bottle.
So they put it in the food. They know in studies, people have done the test now. People have done the studies.
Well,
it's leaking out, and they say, you can't test for our poison in your child.
Exactly.
What a load of bull.
They poison you, and you cannot test to prove that the poison is in you. How's that? So you can...
Because they said so.
Exactly. And this was before even they passed this law that now they are protected from any sue. This was before that. I'm talking
just like the vaccine makers said, we'll carry out this operation, but give us liability protection.
Yeah, imagine. I'm chasing them since 2006. And I don't want money, and I don't want nothing. I just want them to stop hurting other children.
But there's too many people, Andrea.
Yes, I mean...
They're trying to help us.
Absolutely. I'm doing for my kids. I promise them to pay whoever caused this to them, and I will until to the teeth. I mean...
Wow, you mean you're going to defend yourself? That sounds even more extreme.
Oh, they have no idea when...
2 words, roll over. Give in to them. Henry Kissinger said use food as a weapon, destabilize countries, murder people en masse. What's wrong with that? Henry Kissinger is a beautiful person. But he deserves to live. You and your family don't. You want to thank him for all he's done?
Let me tell you, he's an ugly man. I mean, he doesn't need to be replicated. Please don't. Man.
You know, we call him a super mass murderer, potato head. Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty ugly. And so if something, try to replicate beautiful people, not just outside, but inside. And he's ugly both ways, inside out. So
this time the cover does match the book.
Well, we need to start as a community, and the reason I'm here for today is I beg these mothers that are listening to me right now doing this interview to get united. Stop with the baloney and get united, and let's stop consuming GMOs. We could totally destroy them.
Oh, yeah. Monsanto last week was saying, be nice, stop, back off. No, like, you know, like the HAL 9000 when they're turning it off. If we just don't buy their stuff, it's over. We vote with our dollars.
Exactly.
That's why they want to bankrupt everybody, so that everybody's so poor they can only get the stuff they'll basically give you for free.
Well, they do give you for free, you know. It's insane, but certain groups that, like I told you, the World Health Organization got the Starlink instead of destroying it when I gave it to the poor people in Central America.
Well, the World Health Organization has been caught in India and Africa and in South America going and adding a sterilant to the vaccines. This is on record.
Yeah, and it's more ugly that movie stars in Hollywood are supporting these.
I had our pediatrician who owned he's now retired. He owned the biggest pediatrician clinic in Austin, and they would not do vaccines if you wanted, but they did vaccines as well. And he called me aside. I won't say his name. he said, let me tell you something. We're supposed to continue education, do some charity stuff at the East Austin clinics. And he goes, I refused to do it. But he goes, they were giving him 1960s liquid, the batch numbers with SV40 cancer.
Wow.
To the East Austin kids. I said, you got to go public. And he goes, you're a journalist. He grabbed him by the arm and he goes, I just told you that off record. You can say you were told that by a doctor in Austin, but you don't say that. The guy had my arm. This is like a well-known doctor. There's probably 1,000 people listening. The kids went to him. And I said, well, you got to tell people. And he said, nope. Just like doctor privilege, your journalist privilege, you do not repeat that. That came from me.
That's the same thing that all these years I've been dealing with, Alex.
They give the kids in East Austin cancer.
Yes.
SV40 will give you cancer.
I don't know what the American people are waiting for. I mean, at this point, they are destroying our children. What else you want them to take away from you? I wouldn't even care if they would have told me, give me your house, give me...
Exactly. Why are we scared of Monsanto? Come after me. Whatever. I'm not going to be part of this. SV40... that then binds into your DNA and kills you 20 years later, and they're there giving them the kids, here's your SV40, bye-bye, Bluebird. We'll be right back. Hello, I'm Alex Jones. Myself, my family, the Infowars.com team want to relay to you and your families that we are intensifying our efforts against the globalist on every front. Infowars.com is leading the fight against the technocrats. But we can't do that without your help. By getting the films, bumper stickers, and T-shirts at Infowars.com, you will wake up people in your area and support our operation as we move to the next level. We need your help to spread the word like never before. They wish to hide themselves during this tectonic battle between the forces of freedom and darkness. You are the response to the globalist technocrats and their program of global eugenics, dehumanization, and ultimate extermination. The war is here. It's an info war. The spirit of 1776 versus the mindset of 1984.
Your home alarm works after an intruder is inside your home, but real home security begins before intruders enter. Burglaries and home invasions are at an all-time high, and crime is skyrocketing in rural and suburban areas. 85% of break-ins are through a door, and police response is often greater than 20 minutes. You can't afford to wait that long. Stop burglars with police-tested and recommended Easy Armor from Armor Concepts. Easy Armor keeps intruders out, it's barely visible, and installs easily. Easy Armor reinforces a door's weak points, comes in 3 colors, and is guaranteed to stop kick-ins. Get Easy Armor now and get peace of mind. Order by calling 888-58-ARMOR. That's 888-582-7667. Or go to easyarmor.net, spelled EZARMOR.net. Special offer only available to GCN listeners. Ask about it when you call for your Easy Armor today from Armor Concepts. Ultimate door security made easy.
Making the right decisions is a challenge to investors. Are we going to see economic growth, slide into a recession, or at worst, depression? Hi, Ted Anderson from Midas Resources. We all know when a company acts irresponsibly, divesting ourselves in a move towards safety is prudent. When the market becomes volatile, U.S. Treasuries are a safe haven. But what do you do when the U.S. government overextends itself and spends beyond its means? Many investors are turning toward gold as a common-sense alternative to traditional paper investments. Midas Resources has put together a powerful book titled 10 Reasons to Own Gold, discussing costs, benefits, risks, featuring full-color illustrations, weights, and measures. The book is free and can be yours by calling 800-686-2237. Paper investments are dwarfed by gold's 6,000-year history. Discover how gold may be right for you and your IRA by calling 800-686-2237. Whether buying or it's time for you to sell, the book is free. Call 800-686-2237.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you'll love the way they fit. Put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond Gusset Jeans. Made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond Gusset Jeans got it. Others don't.
All right, folks, final segment live. She'll be back on the Nightly News with Mike Adams tonight, 7 o'clock Central. Be sure to tell all your friends, family to tune in. One membership is good for 11 people to log in with the same username, passcode, prisonplanet.tv. Please take advantage of that. Recruit people in to wake them up. Here's an article that was in the Prairie Advocate News. They posted a blurb of it up on planetinfowars.com. This happened 2 days ago. Bees resistant to Monsanto Roundup illegally seized by the Illinois Ag Department. Now, they claim Roundup's not even meant to kill bees because, but of course it does, because people want them pollinating. But somebody goes, wow, these bees aren't dying, because insects will become resistant and immune. Oh my gosh, they seized them saying it's the property of Monsanto. So I guess it'd be like if they patented lead and I shot you in the head, instead of me getting arrested, they arrest the corpse and say because it has lead in it. And so, oh my God, don't want the people to find out what's happening here. You're not going to be able to stop all the bees from coming, stopping you. They're going to become resistant, just like humans are. And but you're talking about what happened to the German scientists and others. They do not want you looking at what they're doing to you. I mean, why are the courts doing this? Because they own them.
Well, it's horrible. It's a totally conspiration against humanity. Because it was this Dr. Kass, this German scientist, who was actually conducting and dissecting the bees' intestines. And it was all over the internet when I got this information. Luckily, I saved it, and I printed, and I saved it on my hard drives. Now you can't find it anymore.
Because Monsanto owns the bee guts.
The internet.
They own the bee guts.
And he actually proved that these bees were dying because they had a lot of undigested proteins from these BT crops, and it was causing leaky gut to the bees.
Just like we're seeing incredible intestinal disorders skyrocket.
Exactly.
And Monsanto's now bought leading bee research firm after being implicated in bee colony collapse.
Exactly.
Oh, but there's nothing going on.
No.
And again, you look at Monsanto, their famous eugenics operation, and just everything else you can imagine.
And people refute me and said, oh, no, you cannot blame GMOs because they were introduced in 1996 for human consumption. Autism has been there since 1942. I'm like,
it's been skyrocketing.
Excuse me, do a better research, okay? Don't defeat me on something that I became an expert on because of my son. Biopesticides has been on our field since 1929, and I can prove it to you. It's in my website, the reference on the book that I actually photocopy before they probably disappeared the book from the
library.
Public library in LA.
Books don't exist. That's a conspiracy. In closing, you were pointing out, though, it's all sorts of other health problems. It's not just the autism.
Exactly. So people that are listening to this interview and they think, oh, boring, it's not my son doesn't have autism, so I shouldn't listen to this. Then listen, and then look at your kids again and why they have so many allergies to food. Maybe haven't you asked that maybe the answer is in the food, not in your child?
Why are people more and more allergic to everything?
Exactly. And why they keep saying, oh, your kid is allergic, take Allegra or whatever. No, throw away that food and give the food.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're allergic, turn off your immune system.
No.
And then you turn your immune system off, you get cancer.
No, they say if you are allergic, it's because of you.
Oh, no, now they're saying genes. Women are all getting breast cancer because they have bad genes. Your grandmother had the same genes and didn't get breast cancer.
Exactly, but...
Yes, you have the genes that when they put pesticides in your food, you die.
All these diseases that our children are having, they are turning it around and blaming on the parents.
Oh, I've had all the scientists on. What happens to guinea pigs, rats, and pigs in double-blind studies given these cross-species, BT type, the whole spectrum, is the same thing happening to humans. The difference is they have a generation every year or so. We have it every 20. By the third or fourth generation, they're almost all sterile, dead, deformed.
Exactly.
My God, how are they going to cover this up in another 20 years, though, when like a genius can walk, a genius can talk?
Listen, another thing that it really bothers me is that these mainstream media and the people that support these companies keep saying the population, we have scientific studies. I mean, are the population an idiot?
Well, they just say, study, fluoride's good for you.
If somebody with a white coat tells you something, that is suddenly the truth.
Every year they say there are no side effects from vaccines, and then you read the insert and says it can kill you.
Yeah.
They're lying.
What Mothers with Autistic Kids have done is go to the books. Grab a damn book. I mean, you can do it.
They've got mad scientists that are eugenicists that founded all these companies that are designing Trojan horse weapon systems. Do you have any doubt this is on purpose?
Absolutely.
You think it's on purpose?
Oh, yeah. I have this. I trace it to who invented this BT toxin all the way to the Nazis in Germany. They were getting prepared for the war, and they started with a chemical war.
No, that's right. They said they're going to take over and then feed people poison food so they wouldn't know who was killing them. Because people will resist if you line them up and shoot them. You're correct again.
Well, what happened is the war ended, and they didn't know what to do with it. So now what they did is they sold it to America to dilute it and use it as pesticide.
Because Nazis actually came from eugenicists here.
Exactly.
So they were just coming back home.
Exactly.
All right, folks can check out your website, holisticapproachforautism.com. She'll be on the news tonight, 7 o'clock. Be there, folks.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run.
We're resisting. Are you?
Alex Jones.
We're fighting.
And the
Are you?
GCN Radio
We're not
Network.
giving up. We're not rolling over. Are you? Introducing Pro One. All of your filtration in one system, portable, on the go. No more do you have 2 or 3 filters. Just reduce sodium fluoride. You have a system that cuts out the sodium fluoride and up to 95% of hydrofluorosilicic acid. Advanced manufacturing technology combines silver-impregnated white ceramic with new Aquamedics advanced media for removal of fluoride and other heavy metals, all in one filter element. It is the only one that does it, and out of the gate, we have it discounted at 10% off with promo code WATER. This is the only system that in one unit helps reduce or remove pesticides, herbicides, chloramines, ammonia, and chlorine, hydrofluorosilicic acid, the most common form of fluoride not covered by other fluoride filter brands, and sodium hexafluorosilicate. Get your Pro Pure with the new Pro One filter today at InfoWarsStore.com or by calling